Hello dear students. So let's see the solution to this paper. The first question is from our favorite topic, kinematics. The balloon is moving upward with a velocity of 10 meter per second. Its velocity is constant. An object of finite mass is dropped from the balloon when it was at a height of 75 meter from the ground level. The height of the balloon from the ground when the object strikes the ground is. So basically what happens is that suppose this is the ground. Okay, now at a certain instance, let us say the balloon is somewhere over here, and this height is 75 meters. All right, so the balloon is moving up at a constant speed of 10 meter per second. Okay, and then you release a stone. Now when the stone hits the ground, then at that instant we have to find the height of the balloon from the ground. So look, the idea here is that when the stone will be released, its velocity will not be zero because it has been released from a moving body. So you might be able to recall that whenever an object is released from a moving body, then it acquires the velocity of a moving body. Okay, so basically in this case the velocity of the stone will be 10 meter per second to begin with. All right, now that means the stone will go for up for a little bit of time because of the gravity. Its velocity will decrease and then it will return and then it will fall back on the ground. So if you call this point as O and if you call this point as L, so with respect to O, you can see that the displacement of the stone is minus 75 because displacement is just taken between the final and the initial point. So if I use S is equals to ut plus half at square for the stone, so displacement of the stone is minus 75, initial velocity was 10 into t. T is what we are going to calculate. Acceleration is minus gravity, so that will be minus 10 into t square. Okay, now this equation, if I cancel this by 5, so this will become minus 15. This will be 2t and this will be minus t square. That means t square minus 2t minus 15 will be equals to 0. So we can rationalize this. So this will become minus 5t plus 3t. So minus 2t can be written as minus 5t plus 3t. And so here if you take t common, this will be t minus 5. And here if you take plus 3 common, this will be also t minus 5. That means the roots will be t minus 5 into t plus 3 equals to 0. Time, if we have released at t equals to 0, so time cannot run in the backward direction. So minus 3 will be rejected. 5 will be accepted. Okay. So that means 5 seconds. At 5 seconds, the stone will land on the ground. Now in these 5 seconds, the balloon would have gone further up. Okay. How much? So remember, balloon was moving at a constant velocity of 10. So balloon will move 10 into 5, 50 meters further up. So the height of the balloon from the ground will be 125 meters. Option C. All right. 50 meters balloon has gone further up and it was already at 75. That means 125. All right. Let's move to the next question. Here in this question, there are two springs S1 and S2 have negligible masses of the spring constant S1 and the spring constant of S1 is 1/3 of that of S2. That means if the spring constant of S1 is K1 and the spring constant of S2 is K2, so basically K1 is K2 by 3. This is given in the question. When a block is being hung from the springs as shown, the springs slowly come to equilibrium again. We have to find the ratio of potential energy in S1 to that of S2. That means we have to compute U1 by U2. Now, if you look at this situation, so springs are in series. Yes or no? Springs are in series. Now, clearly, if you remember, the series condition is that force will be equal. That means if here the extension is x1 and here the extension is x2, so series is condition says that k1 x1 will be equals to k2 x2. All right, which means the spring force will be same in both the springs. Okay. Now, if I ask you what is the value of the potential energy U, so basically you can write this as half into k1 into x1 square. Correct. If I multiply this by k1 and divide this by k1, so look. Now look, this k1 and k1 will become k1 square. So you can write this k1 square and you can ignore this. So this will become force. That means the potential energy can be written as F square by 2k. Yes or no? Now look, force is same in both these springs, which means potential energy will be proportional to 1 by k for the constant force. That means U1 by U2 will be simply K2 by K1. Okay, so you can see very easy question. And K2 by K1 from here is what 3. That means option D will be the correct. Cool enough. Then this question, as you can, wait, what is happening, brother? This question, as you can see, is from errors. Okay, now don't make error in this. Okay, the period of oscillations of a simple pendulum like this question would have come million times. Is this measured value of length is 1 meter from meter scale having a minimum division of 1 mm. That means this becomes the least count. Time of one oscillation is 1.95 seconds with a stopwatch of 1.01 seconds. So this becomes the least count over here. We have to find the percentage error in the determination of G. Okay. So if you look at the formula, this becomes 2 pi root of L by G. Now I think almost everybody knows how to solve this kind of a question. 4 pi square L by G, squaring this will give you this equation. Gravity. What is the value of gravity? So gravity will become L upon T square into 4 pi square. That means we can say that delta G by G will be is equals to delta L by L plus twice delta T by T, because power on time period is 2. 4 pi square is a constant, so it will not have any error. So what is delta L? Delta L is the 1 mm, which is the least count of meter scale. Okay, and the value of L was 1 meter, so which is 1000 millimeter, right? Plus twice into delta T. Delta T is the least count of time, this clock, which is 0.01 seconds, divided by mean value of time is 1.95. Okay, this will be the value of delta G by G. All right, now this will give you the fractional error, but if you want to find the percentage error, then all you need to do is multiply by 100. All right, so if you multiply this by 100, you can see this 100 will go here and this will make it 1 by 10 percentage. Okay, and this 100 will go here, so it will become 1. So 2 upon 1.95%. Now this clearly you can see is 0.1%, and 2 upon 1.95 will be nearly 1.0 something. So if you do rough calculations, basically you can say that 1.0 something something. So 1.1 something. So basically option C will be the correct answer for this question, we can say. Okay, rough calculations suggest that. All right. Then let's move to the next one. Oh yeah, what is happening? An alternate current is given by the equation I is equals to I1 sin omega t plus I2 cos omega t. We have to find the RMS current. Now, very famous question. In fact, you can do by mathematics, you can do by physics, whatever you want to call it. So look, what I will do here is that this is I1 sin omega t plus I2 cos omega t. All right. So basically, if I divide and multiply by under root of I1 square plus I2 square. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll multiply the whole expression by under root of I1 square plus I2 square, and also divide by that. So look, here is the division part. Okay, so I'm writing this inside. Okay, sin omega t. Okay, plus I2 upon under root of I1 square plus I2 square cos omega t. So you can see that this is the same expression because this will eventually cancel out, right? Now basically if you call this value as cos theta, look, so this will become sin theta. Why? Because you can look at this by the triangle. This is taught in mathematics, by the way. Suppose I say that cos theta is I1 upon under root of I1 square plus I2 square. Look, so what will this value? This value will be clearly I2. You can see that this is square plus this is square and the root will be this square. Okay, you can see that this is satisfying Pythagoras. That means this value, if I call cos theta, okay, this is nothing but cos theta. Okay, so this will become sin theta, right? So now this whole expression becomes under root of I1 square plus I2 square into sine of omega t plus theta, because cos A sin B plus sin A cos B formula you can apply. Cos theta sin omega t plus sin theta cos omega t, right? Now this expression becomes some constant into sin omega t plus theta, which is nothing but a sinusoidal function, and this is the peak value of that function. You know that this is the peak current. So we know that RMS current is peak current upon root 2. So this is the peak current, which is I1 square plus I2 square upon root 2, means ki here this will be like this. So what is the answer? This is wrong. This is also wrong. This is also wrong. This is correct. Option is correct. Under root of I1 square plus I2 square by root 2. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Here what happens? Which of the following graph represents the behavior of an ideal gas in a closed container? Okay. So look, here they are saying that PV is constant, and here if you look, temperature is increasing. Okay. Now if you understand, if PV is constant, so in a closed container number of moles cannot change because leakage will not be allowed. So N will be constant, R will be constant. And if you see PV is constant, then temperature has to remain constant. Basically, it will be an isothermal process. So temperature cannot increase, which is why option A is wrong. Okay. Option B says that PV by T is constant. So basically, you can say that they are trying to show heat is passing through origin, which is right, because if on the y-axis, so look here on the y-axis you have PV. So this is on the y-axis, right? On the x-axis you have temperature. So this is on the x-axis, and this is your slope of the graph. Okay, so y is equals to mx kind of a graph. That means option B is right. Okay, so this will also be wrong. This will also be wrong because it will be a straight line passing through origin. All right. Then here what happens, the maximum and minimum distance of a comet from the sun are 1.6 into 10 to the power 12 meter and 8 into 10 to the power 10 meter. If the speed of the comet at the nearest point is this, then the speed at the farthest point. So imagine that this is the sun. All right. Now imagine that you want to live on the Mars. So you want to be a Martian. Okay. And let's say this is the trajectory of the Mars. Basically, it follows an elliptical trajectory. Okay. So this is the farthest point. Okay. It is called apogee. Okay. And this is the nearest point, which is called as perigee. Okay. Sometimes it is also called as perihelion, aphelion. So basically, the maximum distance from this of the comet from the sun is this. So basically, this is the maximum distance. Okay, 1.6 into 10 to the power 12. So this let's call as RA is nothing but 1.6 into 10 to the power 12. Okay, and minimum distance is this. Let's say RP is 8 into 10 to the power 10. Okay, speed at the nearest point. That means at this point is the VP is equals to 6 into 10 to the power 4. So we have to find the speed at the farthest point. Now, very easy question. Actually, here what happens is that if you remember, angular momentum of the comet or any body in the elliptical motion or basically around the sun will be constant. Why? Because torque of the gravitational force will be zero about the sun. For example, if the comet is here, then what will happen? The gravitational force will be passing like this. So you can see that torque of the gravitational force will be zero, right? And hence angular momentum remains conserved. So if I write the angular momentum at A or if I write the angular momentum at P, both will be same. Now what is the angular momentum at A? So that is mass of the comet into radius vector RA. Look, okay, and radius vector is perpendicular to the velocity vector. So you can say may RA be a sine 90. All right. Similarly, at point P, if you see, so mass of the comet into RP into BP into sine 90. Okay, because here also RP and BP are perpendicular. So from here, what do you understand? So RAVA will be RPVP. Now put the value. RA is 1.6 into 10 to the power 12. VA we have to calculate. RP is 8 into 10 to the power 10 and BP is 6 into 10 to the power 4. So if you check out, basically VA becomes how much? Powers of 10, 10 plus 4, 14 minus 12. So that means powers of 10 will become 10 to the power 2. And this will be 8 into 6 upon 1.6. So I think if you see 4 into 0.4 and 4 into 2, then 2 will make it 0.2, and this will be 60 by 2, which means 30. So basically 30 into 100 means 3000. So that means option B will be the correct one. All right, moving on. Here what happens, there is a diatomic gas. Cp is equals to 7 by 2r, Cv is equals to 5 by 2r, heated at constant pressure. Then the ratio du is to dq is to dw. Now see, when you heat something at a constant pressure, so basically what happens, dq can be written as ncp dt. Okay, because for a constant pressure, molar specific heat can be will be cp, right? Now remember, du is always ncv dt. Okay, always ncv dt. If you have confusion in this, then you can use the formula f by 2 nr dt. That is also correct. Okay, so whether you use this or you use this, both are right. Even if you remember, cv is f by 2r, so you can use this one also. And remember the the general formula of finding work done is dw is equals to pdv, and when you integrate this, then this becomes w is equals to integral pdv. Okay, so this becomes w and w becomes integral pdv. So we can say that dw is pdv. Okay, and for a constant pressure process, look, if pressure is constant, then if I differentiate this, so pressure will be constant, volume will become dv. Okay, moles we always assume to be constant, r is constant, temperature will become dt. So you can say that pdv will become nr dt for a constant pressure process, correct? Now if you understand, dq is to du, sorry, we have to find du is to dq. du is to dq is to dw will be, so du is f by 2 and rdt. So if you look, and rdt is same, basically cp. If I tell you what is the value of cp also, so for a diatomic gas, what is the value of cv? Remember, cv is, they have given you also, very nice, very good question setter he is. So cv is f by 2r, cp is 7 by 2r. This will become n into 7 by 2r dt. Okay, and cv will be cv will be 5 by 2r. So if you look, nrdt is present here also, here also, and here also. So since in the ratio nrdt will not create any impact, so you can leave it out. Du will have f by 2 left, or you can say uh, f is 5, that means du will have 5 by 2 left. Then for dq you will have 7 by 2 left, and for dw you will have 1 left. Okay, so if you want, you can multiply this whole thing by how much? 5, sorry, by 2. So if you multiply this by 2, so you will be having 5 into 7 is to 2. So option A will be the correct one. All right, then this question you can see is, a light of ray from a denser medium strikes a rarer medium at an angle of incidence I. So this angle they are talking about. The reflected and refracted rays make an angle of 90 with each other. If you remember Brewster's law, this is exactly what happens in the Brewster's law. The angle of reflection and refraction are r and r dash. So critical angle we have to find. So let us say denser medium has a refractive index mu1 and the rarer medium has a refractive index mu2. So you have to find the critical angle. That means theta c, which will be is equals to sine inverse of mu2 by mu1. This is what we have to find. All right. Now look, since here law of, if you know Brewster's law, then you can directly write the value of this angle I. But I'm assuming you have forgotten Brewster's law, so I'll do this fundamentally. Okay, because they have also given you the condition of Brewster's law. Basically, this ray and this ray is perpendicular to each other, so effectively this angle is 90. Now look, there are two things. This angle and this angle will be equal because it is following law of reflection. So I will be is equals to r. One thing. Now look, r plus r dash will be 90 because this is 90. So we can say that r plus r dash will also be 90 because total has to be 180. So we can say that r plus r dash will be 90 degree. All right. Now if I apply the Snell's law at the point B for the refracted ray, if I apply Snell's law, then you can say that mu1 sine I is equals to mu2 sine r dash. Correct? Mu2 sine r dash. R dash is 90 minus r. R dash is 90 minus r. So if you write r dash as 90 minus r, so it will become sine of 90 minus r, which is nothing but cos r. Okay. And as I said, r was equals to I. So further you can write this as cos of I, right? And this is mu1 sine I. Okay. So now if you bring cos this side, so sine I by cos I will become tan I. Okay. This is mu2 by mu1. Okay. So tan I is equals to mu2 by mu1. That means we can say that I is equals to what? Or we can say the value of mu2 by mu1 is what? Tan I. Now this value you can put here. Okay. So theta critical becomes sine inverse of what? Tan I. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. But if you check out the options, none of the options are matching. Sine inverse tan r, sine inverse cot I. But if you remember what I said, I is also equals to r. So this is correct. But you can write this value as also sine inverse of, you know what, tan r, because I is equals to r. Now if you can see, option A is correct. Okay. So I hope you would have got it. Moving on. Then moment of inertia question. Okay, I think most of you should have done this. Very easy one. Four identical solid spheres, each of mass m and radius a, are placed with their centers on the four corners, which should be corners of a square of side b. The moment of inertia of a system about one side of a square where the axis of rotation is parallel to the plane of the square is. So basically this is the square. Okay, and basically what happens is that key here at each corner, so side length of the square is b, so we can say that this length is b. All right, now at each corner let's label them. So let's say this is a, so here you have placed a sphere. Okay, this is b, so here also you have placed a sphere. Okay, this is c, here also you have placed a sphere, and this is d also, here also you have placed a sphere. Okay, now to find the moment of inertia of a system about one side of the square where the axis of rotation is parallel to the plane of the square, that means they are talking about this axis. Look, this axis is in the plane of the square, and basically the one side of the square. Okay, this is the axis of rotation. Okay, I. So clearly if you look over here, each of the square has a mass m also. All right. Now the square, if you see the, not the square, my bad, each of the sphere. Okay. If you look at the sphere sphere A has a moment of inertia. Like for the sphere A, this is a diametrical axis. Okay, this passes through the diameter, which is the nothing but center of mass also. I mean, here the center of mass will lie. So this axis, if you write the moment of inertia of the sphere about this axis, so it is standard formula 2 by 5 mass into radius square, and radius was A. Okay, so we can say that the moment of inertia of the sphere A will be 2 by 5 m into A square. Same logic holds for sphere D also. This is also radius A. If you look at this axis, it is nothing but the diametrical axis passing through center of mass basically. So we can say that same will be the moment of inertia of the sphere D. Okay, about the given axis. About sphere, if you talk about the sphere B, so this is the diametrical axis of the sphere B, which passes through center of mass. Okay, so if I have to write the moment of inertia about this red axis, then I will write 2 by 5 into mass into radius square. But eventually I have to find the moment of inertia of the sphere B about this about this I axis. So you can apply parallel axis theorem. Okay, what does parallel axis theorem say? That if you know the moment of inertia of center of mass axis and you want to find the moment of inertia of any axis which is parallel to the center of mass axis, then you can use I center of mass plus m d square, where d is the distance between the two parallel axes. So here we need to find the moment of inertia about the I axis which is parallel to the center of mass axis. So we can say that for the sphere B, it will be I center of mass, which is 2 by 5 ma square. This is the I center of mass plus m d square. D is the distance between the two axes, which in this case is B. Okay, so this will be the moment of inertia of the sphere B about I. And exactly same logic holds for the sphere C as well. You can see same situation is there. So you can multiply this whole thing by 2, because sphere C will have exact same moment of inertia as that of B about the given situation. So now if you add up, what are we getting? Look, 2 by 5 ma square plus 2 by 5 ma square plus 2 by 5 ma square into 2. That means this will become 8 by 5 ma square. And then you will have extra 2 mb square. So what will be the answer? 8 by 5 ma square plus 2 mb square. Cool. Then let us see again, painfully easy question. For what value of displacement the kinetic energy and the potential energy of a simple harmonic oscillator becomes equal? Now you can't expect an easier question, guys. Basically, if you remember, suppose this is the axis on which the particle is oscillating. This is the equilibrium position, this is the plus A position, this is the minus A position. So question is saying that kinetic energy should become equals to potential energy, right? Now we know that kinetic energy can be written as total energy minus potential energy, right? Kinetic energy can be written as total energy minus potential energy. That means E becomes 2U or U becomes E by 2, right? Now let us say this happens at, I mean this value, this situation happens at position X. So let us say somewhere over here. Okay, so U, what is the value of U? So U can be written as half K into X square. Here K is the force constant. And we know that, so this is the potential energy, that will be half of total. You know that in the SHM, total energy is half into K into amplitude square. Standard known fact. Now what we can do? We can do half K. So X square becomes A square by 2. That means X becomes plus minus A by root 2. Which means that this will happen at two situations, which is A by root 2 this side also and A by root 2 this side also. Of course, at both these positions, situation is absolutely symmetrical, which is what we are going to. Moving on. In YDAC, slits are separated by a gap of 0.5 mm and the screen is placed at a distance of 0.5 meter from them. Distance between first and third bright fringe formed when the slits are illuminated by the monochromatic wavelength of 5890. So basically standard question, very easy one. These are the two slits and this is the screen. Okay, this distance we know is capital D, whose value is 0.5 meters, and this distance we know is small d, whose value is 0.5 mm. Okay, 0.5 millimeter. Okay, so this is the center of the screen basically. So let's say somewhere over here the first maxima is formed, first bright fringe. Okay, and somewhere over here the third maxima will be formed. Okay, so distance between the first maxima and third maxima will become twice the fringe width. Okay, 2 beta. So basically our answer is nothing but 2 beta. Okay, twice the fringe width. Okay, and beta we know is lambda capital D upon small d. All right, so what is the value of lambda? Lambda is given as 5890 angstrom. Look, we have to find the answer in the meter, so why not convert everything in the meter? So 5890 into 10 to the power minus 10. Now this value is in meter. Capital D is already in meter, which is half, upon small d. Small d is 0.5 mm. So 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 3, right? Now you can see that this 0.5 into 2 will become 1. This 10 to the power minus 3 will make it 10 to the power minus 7. So how much do will get? You will get 2 into 5890 into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, now 589 into 2 is 1178, and this 0 will make it 10 to the power minus 6. So option C will be the correct answer for this question. All right. Two photons, basically statement type of question. We have to choose which is the correct statement. Two photon having equal linear momenta have equal wavelength. Now again, it's a ludicrous question. That means laughable question, because all of us know that the lambda is equals to h upon p, where lambda is the wavelength of the photon and p is the momentum of the photon. So of course, we can say that two photons having equal linear momenta will have equal wavelength. So of course, if lambda is same, then p will be same. All right. Then if the wavelength of the photon is decreased, then the momentum energy of the photon will also decrease. So it is saying that if lambda decreases, then momentum and energy will decrease. Now this is wrong, because lambda and p are having opposite relation. So in fact, momentum will increase. Okay, if lambda decreases, then momentum increases, and energy will also increase, because we can say that E also has an inverse relation with lambda. Okay, so that means statement 2 is wrong and statement 1 was correct. So we can say that option A will be right. Okay, very easy question. I think it's an easy 4 marks, guys. Okay, here this is a solid conducting sphere, radius is 10 centimeter. So let's say this is R as of now. Okay, has a charge of 0.25 nanocoulomb distributed uniformly on its surface. If point A is located at the center of the sphere and point B is 15 centimeter from the center, what is the magnitude of electric potential difference between these 2 points? Now look, it's a solid conducting sphere, but if you remember, for a conductor, whatever charge you will give for a conductor, it will lie on the surface of a conductor. In fact, the question has also given that the charge is distributed uniformly on the surface. Even if they have not given this, you should understand that for a conductor, whatever charge you will give, it will lie on the surface. It cannot go in the volume. However, question itself has given you this information. So basically, this will behave like a shell. Yes or no? So this will behave like a shell. So let us say this value is Q and the radius is R. Now what we have to find? We have to find the magnitude of the potential difference between the center and the point B. So look, let's say C is the center and point B is at a distance of 15 centimeter. Radius is 10 centimeter. That means this 15 centimeter is nothing but 3r by 2, or you can say 1.5r. So somewhere over here is the point B and this distance is 3r by 2. Okay. Now how will you write the potential at the center? Look, potential at the center, or in fact for that matter at any point inside the sphere, here, anywhere, will be constant. Okay, remember, it will be on always k into q by r. Okay, needless of, I mean, at any point, because electric field will be 0 at every point. So potential will be constant, which is kq by r. And for the point B, how will you write? It will be kq by distance of the B from center, which is 3r by 2. So this will become 3r by 2. Okay, now we have to find the potential difference, Vc minus Vb. So that will be kq by r minus 2kq by 3r. That means this overall will become kq by 3r. Okay, now we can put the values. K is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q is how much? 0.25 nano means 10 to the power minus 9 coulombs upon 3 into radius is 0.1, because this is in centimeters, so you have to convert this. So this will kill each other. 9 by 3 is 3, and 0.25 upon 0.1. So 0.25 upon 0.1 will become 2.5, which means 7.5 volts. Okay, very easy calculation also. So I hope you would have understood. Very easy question, if you just formula based one. Then here what happens is a conducting wire of length L and area of cross section A having resistivity rho is connected between the terminals of a battery. Okay, a potential V difference V is developed between its end, causing an electric current. If the length of the wire of the same material is doubled and the area of cross section is halved, then the resultant current would be. So basically, imagine a conducting wire whose initial length is L. Okay, and right now the cross section area is A. Okay, now if we connect this with a battery of potential V, so basically there will be a current here. Now very easy, because look, what is the resistance of this whole cylindrical wire basically? So you know that resistance is nothing but rho into L by A, right? Rho into L by A. So what is the current? Using Ohm's law, we can write V is, or I is equals to V by R. Okay, V by R, which means this will be V into A upon rho L. This is the value of the current. Now what happens? You basically same wire, if the length of the same wire is doubled, so that means we are doubling the length, and area of cross section is halved, so that means area becomes a by 2. Okay, area becomes a by 2, but length becomes 12. Okay, material is same, which means resistivity will be same, and again we connect this by a potential of V. Okay, so what will be the new current, I dash, or let's say I2. So look, what is the new resistance? So new resistance R2, new resistance R2 will be rho into new length 2L upon new area. Okay, so this becomes 4 into rho L by A. Look, which becomes 4 into R. Okay, rho L by A is R. So this becomes 4R. So I2 will be new potential difference. Now potential difference has not changed upon new resistance, which is 4R. Okay. So look, basically R was rho L by A. So basically, you can say that if you put the value of R, so R is rho L by A. Okay. So VA by 4 rho L. VA by 4 rho L. Option D will be the correct one. All right. Easy question, guys. Okay. Here, what is happening in isolated plate, parallel plate, capacitor of capacitance C. The four surfaces have charges Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. The potential difference between the plates and the final charges are the shown are the final charges. So look, the idea here is that we have been shown the final charges. That means after induction, everything has happened. So final charges that have come here on the surface of the parallel plate capacitor. Okay, so here the charge will be Q1, and here the charge will be Q2, Q3, Q4. Okay, and we have to find the potential difference. Now, if you remember, like if you have parallel plate capacitor, basically, so one thing which surely you must be knowing is that on the facing surfaces, that means on this and this surface, these are called facing surfaces. They are looking at each other. They are facing each other. So the charges are equal and opposite. That means if this is Q, so this is minus Q, right? So that means Q2 and Q3 will be negative of each other. That is a given thing. Okay. Also, what happens if there is any charge on the extreme surface? So Q1 and Q4 are extreme surface because they are outermost surfaces. This is the outermost surface and this is the outermost surface. So on the extreme surfaces, always the charges are equal. Okay. So Q1 will be equals to Q4. You must have been taught this topic. Okay. In the Gauss's law, basically. However, even if you don't know this, this will not impact the solution of this question. You can ignore this fact. This is not going to impact the solution of this question. I'm just telling you this for the information. So after the final charges have appeared, final redistribution has happened, these two charges will be equal and these two will be opposite of each other. Okay. Now, and so basically the charge that you say is on the capacitor is this charge. That means when you say Q is equals to CV, right? So this Q is nothing but this charge, or you can say the charge on the inner surface. Okay. So if I ask the potential difference between the capacitor, so in this formula, Q is the charge on the inner surface of the capacitor, C is the capacitance, and V is the potential difference. So potential difference can be done as Q by C. Okay. So V you can write either Q2 by C or Q3 by C. Both will be correct. Okay. Just that you have to put the mod here because potential difference per se is a positive quantity because it's like you are telling me the magnitude of the difference. So which is why I'm saying just put a mod here. So either you can use Q2 by C also or Q3 by C also. Both are right. Both will give you the correct answer. So Q2 by C, or you can also write Q3 by C. Okay, but if you look right now, none of the options are matching. Why? Because you have to do a bit of manipulation here. So I'll show you whether you write here. Suppose I use this. So what you can do, you can write 2 here and 2 here. Similarly, if I use this, then you can write 2 here or 2 here, right? So look, now what is, so this can be written as Q2 plus Q2 by 2C, right? And this can be written as Q3 plus Q3 by 2C, right? So Q2, now look, what did I say? Q2 is minus Q3. So this you can write as minus Q3. Okay. And this Q3 you can write minus Q2. So this will become Q3 minus Q2 by 2C. So of course, inside the mod, whether you write 5 or minus 5, they both are equal. So you can see these two values are negative of each other, but because of mod, we can say that they will be equal. So your answer you can write like this also, like this also. Now you can see option C is matching. I hope you have understood. Okay. LED is LED is constructed from gallium arsenic phosphorus semiconductor material. The energy gap of this LED is 1.9 eV. Calculate the wavelength of the light emitted and its color. So basically, it is talking about the semiconductor, and they have given you the band gap between the conduction band and the valence band. So let us say this is the valence band and this is the conduction band. Okay. Now this is a they are talking about the LED. So look, this band gap is 1.9 electron volt. So what happens is that when the electron will fall from the conduction band to the valence band, So it is going from higher energy to the lower energy. So that means there will be a photon that will be released. Okay, photon will be released whose energy will be of this 1.9 electron volt. So we can say that energy of the photon released is 1.9 electron volt. And now if you have to find the wavelength of this photon, then you can use that formula, that energy is equals to 1242 upon lambda in nanometers. So lambda will become 1242 upon 1.9. Okay, this will come out in nanometers. So this will be nearly 654 if you do the calculation, and 654 nanometer corresponds to the red light if you check out the spectrum. So it's a more of a fact based question, guys. Okay, so option A will be correct. All right. Here what happens, between a frame and a light slider, a thin film of soap having surface tension T is made, whose length is x and width is y. To keep the slider in equilibrium, how much mass should be suspended? So basically what is happening here is that this is a slider. That means it's like a slider, it can move up down like this. Okay. What here you are seeing is a soap film. Okay, what here you are seeing is a soap film. All right. Now what this soap film will do? So look, soap film will apply surface tension force like this. Okay, because surface tension force is always perpendicular to the length. So here this is how the surface tension force will act. And how much will be the surface tension force? So it will be magnitude of the surface tension into the length. So this length is x. Okay, so this is the surface tension force. But understand that this soap film will have two surfaces, one which you can see and one will be on other side. It's like a sheet of paper. If you imagine, suppose you have a sheet of paper, you are holding a sheet of paper. If I, so look, this sheet of paper basically, or if I, this is a rough sheet. Yeah, you can look at this sheet. Okay, so don't see this, I mean this sheet. So one side is this and other side is this. Yes, so we can say that, you know, basically uh, Tx force will act on the other side also. Tx force will act on the other side also. So effectively, one is this Tx force, and other surface, that surface will also apply the Tx force on this slider. So total force due to surface tension is 2Tx. Now, if you want the slider to remain in equilibrium, so what you can do, you can hang a block of mass m such that this 2Tx balances mg. So very easy question. M will be 2Tx upon g. Okay, 2Tx upon g. Option C will be the correct answer for this question. All right. Moving on. Here there is a material which has a normal density rho and the bulk modulus k. The increase in the density of the material when it is subjected to the external pressure P from all sides. So look, suppose this is a material. All right. Now look, wait. Suppose this is a material and it has a bulk modulus k. Okay. Now it is being applied by the pressure P from every side. Okay. So basically, let us say that we are applying the pressure P from each side. Okay, that means we can say that change in pressure is equals to pressure. I mean, whatever pressure we are applying is nothing but pressure itself. Okay, like how much pressure you have increased, P. Okay, now remember what is the definition of bulk modulus. So bulk modulus in this question is K, which is minus dP upon dV by V. Okay, that is how you can define bulk modulus. Remember, whether you write delta P or delta V, it will not matter, because here the changes in the volume will be very, very small. So you can use this expression as well. So K is minus dP upon dV by V. Okay, now look, we can say that since here dP is equals to P, so this will become dV by V. And since on compressing it, mass will not change. Okay, mass will not change. So you can say that mass, which is product of density into volume, okay, mass will stay constant. So if I differentiate this expression, m equals to rho v. So basically, if let's take log and then differentiate. So ln of m will be ln of rho plus ln of volume. And now if I differentiate this, so ln m will be constant because mass will not change. So rho will become d rho by rho and volume will become dv by v. So from here you can see that dv by v will become minus d rho by rho. Okay, on compressing it, density will increase, but you can put this minus sign here. Okay, density will increase, but volume will decrease. Okay, so you can see that this dv by v can be written as, or you can also include minus sign, minus of dv by v can be written as d rho by rho. So bulk modulus becomes pressure upon d rho by rho. Okay, which means d rho by rho is nothing but pressure upon bulk modulus. So d rho becomes p rho. D rho becomes rho p by k. Okay, rho p by k. So rho p by k is option C. Okay, let's move to the next one. Now here what happens is that we have got two identical magnetic dipoles of magnetic moment 1 ampere meter square each, placed at a separation of 2 meters with their axes perpendicular to each other. The resultant magnetic field at a point midway between the dipoles. So here let us say M1 is the first dipole and M2 is the second dipole, and here at the point let us say A, which is equidistance. Basically, this is also 1 meter and this is also 1 meter. Okay, so this distance is, wait, just a second, let me choose point A here. So this distance is also 1 meter from the first dipole. Okay, and this distance is also 1 meter from the second dipole. Okay, now look, for the first dipole, this point A is the axial point. Okay, it lies on the axis of dipole. So field magnetic field of a dipole at the axial point is given by what? So 2 into k means mu naught by 4 mu naught by 4 pi. Okay, so 2k, k I mean this value I am calling k, which is mu naught by 4 pi, into magnetic moment, okay, by r1 cube. Okay, and this dipole, this magnetic field is in the rightward direction. This is the formula. Okay, so that means if you write in the vector form, this will be I cap. Okay, if I'm choosing this as the x-axis, this as the y-axis, like this. Okay, now for the second dipole M2, this A is nothing but the equatorial point. Okay, lies on the perpendicular bisector. So for the equatorial point, the magnetic field will be opposite to the dipole, just like electric dipole, if you remember. Okay, so this is the B2. Okay, for the dipole, just like electric dipole, if you know, same thing happens here. So B2 can be done as K, which is mu naught by 4 pi, into magnetic moment M2. Here it will be M1, M2 by R cube. So this is the formula of magnetic field due to a magnetic dipole at its equatorial point, and direction is negative j cap. So here you can put minus j cap. Okay, now if you calculate the value of this expression, let's calculate the value of the expression. Both m1 and m2 are of magnitude 1. R1 is also, R1 R2 is also of magnitude 1. So if you see, m1 is equals to m2 is equals to r1 is equals to r2, all are magnitude 1. Okay, so this entire thing will be 1, this entire thing will be 1. Okay, now you know that mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. That means mu naught by 4 pi is nothing but 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, so this, so what, so let me write b1 again. Okay, so b1 vector will be, look, this will be 1, this will be 10 to the power minus 7. That means this becomes 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 I cap, and b2 will become, this will be 1, this will be 10 to the power minus 7, this will be minus 10 to the power minus 7 j cap. So if we have to find the magnitude of the net field, so that will be under root of b1 square plus b2 square. All right, and if we do that, so of course here 10 to the power minus 7 will come out, and b1 will give you 2 square and b2 will give you 1 square. So that means this will be root 5 into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla. Okay, so option B will be the correct answer for this question. All right, then let's talk about the next one. Just a second. Look here, what is happening, there's a lift which has an acceleration of 12 meter per second square in the downward direction, and has an, wait, inclined plane rough roof at angle 30. So this roof of this is the ceiling of the lift, which is tilted at an angle of 30 with respect to horizontal. A uniform ring of mass m and radius r is placed at rest with respect to lift at the middle of the roof. The coefficient of friction between the ring and the roof is root 3 by 5. The ring with respect to lift will. Now just try to understand this. Before we solve this question, let me help you to solve another question. Okay, then I will come back to this question. Okay, so imagine that this is a normal question that you might have solved. So imagine that this is a normal inclined plane. Okay, this is a normal inclined plane inclined at an angle of 30 degree. Okay, here we have a ring. Okay, and the coefficient of friction is root 3 by 5. Mu is equals to root 3 by 5. Okay, now my question to you here is that if I leave the ring from here, okay, if I leave the ring from here, so here the coefficient of friction is root 3 by 5. M is the mass of the ring, R is the radius of the ring. So whether ring will perform pure rolling or not. So how will you test that? So look, let us find the coefficient of friction required to perform pure rolling. Okay, so how we can do that? Very simple. Let's write the force torque equation. So let's say basically, you know, this force will be mg sine theta. Okay, mg sine 30. Okay, friction will be going up, let's say. Okay, so net force down the inclined plane is mg sine 30. Okay, minus friction, that will be equals to mass into acceleration of center of mass, right? Torque about center of mass, if you write, so torque of normal will be 0, torque of mg sine 30 will be 0, torque of mg cos 30 will be 0. So only friction will produce the torque, and that torque will be in the anti-clockwise sense. So you will say friction into R will be equals to I center of mass into alpha. For a ring, I center of mass is mr square into alpha, right? This is the torque equation about center of mass. So you can see that friction becomes mr alpha. Condition of pure rolling is AC is equals to R alpha. So you can see that R alpha can be written as AC. So this becomes MAC. Okay. So the value of friction comes out to be MAC, which you can put here. So that means mg by 2 will become twice of MAC, right? Because this friction you can bring this side, and friction was MAC. So MAC plus MAC will become 2 MAC, which means MAC comes out to be mg by 4. Correct? Now if I put the value of mg by 4 back over here, or let me put the value of MAC back over here. MAC is mg by 4, so this value you can put here. So you will get mg by 2 minus friction is equals to MAC, which is mg by 4, right? So check what is the value of friction required. So friction required is mg by 4. Well, you know what does this mean? This means that if ring has to perform pure rolling, since we have used the condition of pure rolling, that means we are assuming that pure rolling is happening. So in this case, friction required is mg by 4. Okay, friction required is mg by 4. All right, and so that means how much is the mu required? If I ask you how much is the mu required, so you can say that mu required. Okay, so basically, if you want this much friction to be available, then you can say that this friction should be at least equals to mu required into normal reaction. Okay, mu required into normal reaction, which should be equals to at least mg by 4. Okay, so mu required into normal reaction is how much? Mg cos theta, which is mg root 3 by 2. Okay, normal reaction will be mg cos theta, which is mg root 3 by 2. So this will be mg by 4. Okay, so look, mg gets cancelled, 2 will make it 2. So mu required becomes 1 upon 2 root 3. Mu required becomes 1 upon 2 root 3. Now if you do the math here, clearly root 3 by 5 is greater than 1 by 2 root 3. Let me show you why am I saying that. Look, so this is the mu present and this is the mu required. Okay, so mu present is root 3 by 5. So I'm assuming this is greater than 1 by 2 root 3. Let's check this, right? So if you bring root 3 this side, okay, if you bring root 3 this side, so this will become 1 by 5 greater than 1 by 6, which is right, of course. So if this is right, that means this is also right. What does this mean? This means that mu required is less than mu present. Hence, pure rolling will happen. Okay, because whatever friction was required, that much friction is present. Okay, in fact, more than that friction is present. So this ring will perform pure rolling. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now, why did we solve this question? You will understand very quickly. Look, here what happens in the frame of lift. So basically, this lift is accelerating down at an acceleration of 12 meter per second square, right? Now, inside the lift frame, okay, suppose you have made a person, this, let me say that suppose this is a red man standing inside the lift. So for this red man, lift will be at rest. Yes or no? Lift will be at rest, right? But the value of gravity, G effective will become how much? G minus A, right? G minus A, G is 10 and A is 12. So minus 2. You know what is the meaning of minus 2? So we have taken downward as positive. Look, this is positive. I mean, gravity we are treating positive, and minus A. So basically we are saying that downward is positive and acceleration, basically upward is negative here. We are choosing downward as positive. So that means overall acceleration is in the upward direction. So overall gravity, we can say, is in the upward direction. Effective gravity is in the upward direction. So what does that mean? Ki this man will actually fly up. He will actually stand like this. Okay, for him, it's like you can imagine an alien planet in which gravity acts up. Okay, so the situation is like this. Ki, this is the inclined plane. Okay, and this is the ring. Gravity is acting like this. Okay, gravity is acting like this. Okay, like downward, and the value of gravity is 2. I hope you have understood the situation. Okay, so if you understand, this resembles to our situation by on Earth, gravity acts down. So the ring, if the ring is left, it will start coming down. On this planet, gravity is up, and if you leave this ring like this, so it will go in this direction. So if you understand, it's same thing. Okay, no different. Here also, if you see, the friction was root 3 by 5, and everything else is same because the mu required is less than mu present. So this ring will start pure rolling and it will roll down in fact down, say I mean roll up here. Okay, because here up is down. So it will kind of roll like this. Okay, that means roll without slipping towards A is correct. Okay, it's a very good question, but I hope you have understood. Okay, moving on. Here what happens, consider a frame that is made up of two thin massless rods AB and AC. As shown in the figure, a vertical force P of magnitude 100 is applied at the point A. Suppose the force P is resolved parallel to the arms AB and AC of the frame. So this is an arm AB and this is the arm AC. The magnitude of the resolved component along the arm AC. Now you can't expect an easier question, guys. You have to find the component of this force P, which is 100 Newton. Okay, along this direction. That is what they are asking. Now I mean, that is super easy, because if this angle is 145 they have given, that means this angle will be how much? 35. Okay, now if this angle is 35, so of course this P is being applied parallel to the wall BC. So since this is 35, so this angle will also be 35, right? And all they are asking you to do, find the component of this along the AC. That means P cos 35, this component. Okay. So I think it looks like a joke, but yes, that is correct. So what will be this component P cos 35, right? So your answer will be P cos 35, and cos 35 value also they have given very nice guys. So 100 into 0.819, that means this will become 81.9 Newton. Okay, nearest integer, that means this will become 82. All right. Here what happens, a rod of mass m and length L is lying on a horizontal frictionless surface. A particle of mass m traveling along the surface hits at one end of the rod with velocity u in a direction perpendicular to the rod. The collision is completely elastic. After collision, particle comes to rest. The ratio of mass m by m is 1 by x. What is the value of x? So look what is happening here. Let's imagine that this is a rod. Okay, this rod is of mass m, and imagine your screen as a tabletop. That means your screen is a horizontal plane. Okay, so m into l, m comma l. Okay, now particle of mass m travels along the surface and hits one end with velocity u perpendicular to the rod. That means what is happening, there is a particle which is of mass m. It was coming at the speed u, and after hitting the end a, okay, so this is center of mass and this is b. So after hitting the end a, particle will come to rest. So I'll show you the situation after hitting what happens. So after hitting, particle is at rest. Okay, particle will come to rest. Okay, this particle will be at rest. But immediately after hitting, if I show you, immediately after hitting, so look, this rod will start moving in the forward direction. Let us say center of mass has acquired a forward velocity of the center of mass. Okay, and this rod will also start rotating in this direction, because of course you can visualize if it got an impact, rod has gotten an impact like this, so which is why the rod will start rotating with some angular velocity omega. All right. So sorry. So collision is also given as elastic. Okay, so this is the end a and this is the end b. Now see, there are three principles, so we have to find the ratio of the masses. Okay, now there are three laws of physics that will be used. One is momentum conservation, as there is no external force on the system. Then there is no external torque on the system, which is why you can also conserve the angular momentum about any point, because there is no external torque about any point. And third will be the coefficient of restitution equation, which is elastic collision equation. All right. So first let's write the momentum equation. So the particle has a momentum of small m into u. Rod did not have any momentum. Finally, particle is at rest, but rod has a momentum of capital M into v center of mass. Okay. So basically, this is how you write the momentum. That is the momentum equation. Then we will write the angular momentum conservation equation. Now, as I said, angular momentum conservation you can write about any point, whether this point you can write about point A here in the space, or C, location of C, location of B. So let me write the angular momentum about this point. Okay, basically this point, or where A is present effectively. So look, about this point, rod anyway does not have any angular momentum, because rod is at rest. And the good part is that velocity of the particle crosses this point. So you can see that this particle also will not have any angular momentum, right? So angular momentum of the particle will be zero, and rod will also be zero. Okay. Finally speaking, look, particle has come to rest, which is why its angular momentum will be zero. But rod has now started moving, so let's write the angular momentum of the rod. Okay. So look, how do you write the angular momentum of the rod about this point? So first write the angular momentum about center of mass. So about center of mass, the rod has a clockwise angular momentum that will be equals to I center of mass into omega. And now write the angular momentum of center of mass about this point. So center of mass is moving like this. So about this point, if you see, its angular momentum is in the anti-clockwise direction. So if you have already chosen clockwise as positive, then angular momentum of the rod will of the center of mass about this point will be negative. So that will be minus of we can say m into vc into this r perpendicular, which is l by 2. Okay, so this will be the equation. So this becomes what, ic omega. You can bring this on the LHS. So m into v center of mass into l by 2 will be I center of mass will be ml square by 12 into omega. All right. So from here m and m will be cancelled, l and l will be cancelled, 2 will become 6. That means vc is equals to l omega by 6. This is the second equation. Next, we write the elastic collision equation. So elastic collision equation means E is equals to 1, which says that velocity of separation upon velocity of approach will be 1. Now, how do you write the velocity of separation? So remember, equation of E is always written on the point of impact. Okay, point, that means at this point. So that means what will you write? So basically this point, look, this point is going to move. What is the velocity of this point? So in the center of mass frame, look, in the center of mass frame, the rod will perform pure rotation. So in the center of mass frame, this A is going to perform a circular motion of radius L by 2. So if I ask you the velocity of A in the center of mass frame, you will say L by 2 omega. This is the velocity of A in the center of mass frame. But because center of mass is also moving forward at BC, so in the ground frame, this velocity will become BC plus L omega by 2. This is the velocity of point A in the ground frame. Okay. So how will you write the velocity of separation? So that will be velocity of A minus the velocity of particle. Velocity of A is L omega by 2 plus B center of mass minus velocity of particle is 0 divided by velocity of approach. So approach A was at rest, M was coming at U. So that means this will be U is equals to L omega by 2 plus BC. This is the next equation. Now all we have to do, so we have done our job, we have to just now solve the things. Okay. So look, from here you can see that if I put the value of L omega as 6 BC. So if you put L omega as 6 BC from here, so here if you put, so L omega will become 6 BC upon 2 plus BC. That means 4 BC, right? And now you can see that small m by capital M was BC by U from this equation. So that means small m by capital M is BC by U, and from here BC by U is, from here if you look, BC by U is 1 by 4. Okay, that means 1 by x is 1 by 4, so x becomes 4. That is the idea to solve this question. I hope you would have understood. All right. Then here what happens, the mass per unit length of a uniform wire is 0.135 gram per centimeter. Okay, so if you convert this into kilogram per meter, so 0.135 into 10 to the power minus 3, this will become kilogram, and 1 centimeter is 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So now this will become how much? 0.135 into 10 to the power minus 1 kg per meter, or you can say 0.0135 kg per meter. That is the linear mass density. Okay, transverse wave equation has been set up. So they have given you the transverse wave equation, and they are asking you the tension in the wire. Very easy question, guys. You know that if you have a wire and if you set up a transverse wave, so speed of the wave can be written as omega by k. That is one formula. And also since it's a string wave, so you can write this as root of t by mu. So basically tension, if you square this relation, so this will become omega square upon k square is equals to t by mu. So tension becomes mu into omega square upon k square. Now mu is how much? 0.0135. Here mu is the linear mass density. Omega is the coefficient of time, which is 30, so you can square it, upon k is the coefficient of x, which is 1 here, so that means 1 into 1. Okay, so if you do 0 will make it 1.35. okay, and this will be 9. okay, this will be in the newtons. You have to write in the product of 10 to the power minus 2. okay, so basically look, you can write this as 135 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 2. All right, so this will become what? 135 into 9, so 9 5s are 45, 9 5s are 45, 9 5s are 45, so 4 carry, 13 9s are 117, so 121 into 10 to the power minus 2, so 1215 will be the correct answer. All right, then here the first three spectral lines of the H atom in the Balmer series are given: lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, considering the Bohr atomic model. The wavelength of the first and third spectral lines are lambda 1 by lambda 3 are related by a factor of approximately x into 10 to the power minus 1, the value of x is. So look, they're talking about the Balmer series. Okay, now you know that for a Balmer series, the transition happens from a higher state to the second state. That means let us say higher state is n, and it will eventually come to the second state. Electron will eventually come to the second state for the Balmer series. Now lambda 1 is the first line. That means for lambda 1, if you talk about, so transition will happen third to second state. Okay, for the lambda 2 it will happen from fourth to the second state. For the lambda 3 if we talk about, okay, so transition will happen from 5 to the second state. Okay, that is how the naming is done. So we have to find the ratio of lambda 1 is to lambda 3. Now very easy question, you can use the Rydberg's equation. 1 by lambda is equals to r z square into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by basically n square. Okay, so for lambda 1 if I talk about, so basically 1 by lambda 1 is equals to Rydberg's constant into z will be 1 for hydrogen. Okay, 2 square will become 4 and n will be 3, so basically it will be 9. Okay, so what does this value become? 9 minus 4 is 5 by 36. This is the value of 1 by lambda 1. Similarly, 1 by lambda 2, if I talk about r into z square into 1 by 4 minus basically 5 square, so 1 by 25. All right. So 25 minus 4 is 21 upon 25, 4s are 100 into r. So this is lambda 3, my bad, not lambda 2. Okay, so basically what we are going to get here is we have to find the ratio of lambda 1 by lambda 3. So if I divide this equation upon this equation, so 1 by lambda 3 upon 1 by lambda 1, okay, this will be this upon this, so you can see r and r will get cancelled. 21 upon 100 upon 5 by 36. Okay, so this becomes 21 into 36 upon 5 into 100. Okay, so you look, this becomes lambda 1 upon lambda 3 is equals to how much? 21 into 36 upon 5 into 100. And since we have to express in the power of 10 to the power minus 1, so basically you can write here 10 to the power minus 1 into 10. Okay, so this 0 and this 0 will get cancelled. So 36 into 21 upon this, what is this? 36 into 21 upon 5 tens of 50 into 10 to the power minus 1. Now what you can do, you can write this as 36, you can multiply by 2 like this and like this. 36 to just 72 into 21 upon 100, this into 10 to the power minus 1. So this will be your x basically. So you can do the calculations also. 72 into 1 is 72. So basically 2 will be written, and 72 into 2 is 144. 144 plus 7 is 151. So 151 upon 100 into 10 to the power minus 1. So you can see this becomes 15.12 into 10 to the power minus 1. So this is your x. Okay, and since I think we have to write the nearest integer, so 15.12 will become 15. I hope you have understood. All right. Yeah, let us see this question here. Is a coil of inductance 2 Henry having negligible resistance is connected to a source of supply whose voltage is 3t. So voltage is a function of time. If the voltage is applied when t equals to 0, then the energy stored in the coil after 4 seconds. So look, suppose this is the inductor coil. Okay, and here we have supplied a voltage, but this voltage is a function of time, which is 3t. Okay, and L is the inductance, where L is equals to 2 Henry. Okay, so basically let us say that this is the current flowing. So if I use the Kirchhoff's law, so you can say that B ka rise, that means 3t rise, minus L di by dt ka drop across the inductor. You know that when you cross the inductor, there's a drop of L di by dt. Okay, that should be 0 because overall loop has been completed. So V ka rise minus L di by dt ka drop, that should be 0. So from here, if you see 3t dt will be L di. Okay, now you can integrate this equation. So initially the current was 0, time was 0. Let's say current becomes I at time t. So here you will get this as 3t square by 2. Okay, and this will become L into I. All right. So current becomes 3t square by 2L. Okay, and L is also 2, so this becomes 3t square by 4. This is the value of the current. Now at 4 seconds, okay, at 4 seconds, t is equals to 4 if I talk about. So what is the value of the current? So 4 will get cancelled, and 4 is at 12. 12 amperes is the current. But we have to find the energy. So very easily we can write energy stored in the inductor is half Li square. So we can say that L is how much? L is 2, current is 12 into 12. That means 144 joules. This will be the answer to this question. I hope you would have understood, guys. Thank you so much.
Which of the following is incorrectly matched? There are 4 statements given in 4 options. We need to identify the incorrectly matched statement. All right. तो पहला क्वेश्चन में AlOH होल 4 माइनस कॉम्प्लेक्स इसमें अमोनियम आयन पास किया है. तो बेसिकली इससे क्या होगा कि जो आपका AlOH होल 4 होल थ्राइस का व्हाइट पीपीटी है ये रीअपियर होगा, साथ में अमोनिया निकल जाएगी. ऑलराइट, तो एक तरह से एसिड बेस रिएक्शन है, बेस लिबरेट हो रहा है यहाँ पे, AlOH होल थ्राइस का प्रेसिपिटेट बन रहा है. तो ये करेक्ट स्टेट में, ये आंसर में नहीं आएगा. Pb+2 का ब्रोमाइड आयन के साथ जो प्रेसिपिटेशन होता है वो PbBr2 एक एक्चुअली व्हाइट पीपीटी होता है, ये ब्लैक पीपीटी नहीं होता है. दैट मीन्स ये आंसर आपका हो गया करेक्ट, यानी ये इनकरेक्टली मैच्ड है. BiI3 ब्लैक पीपीटी है, वाटर के साथ जब बॉइल करते हैं तो ऑरेंज प्रेसिपिटेट एक्चुअली BiOI का बनता है. ऑलराइट, BiOI एक्चुअली टर्बिडिटी होती है, बट ठीक है ऑरेंज कलर का होता है, तो दिस इज ओके, चलेगा ये. कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड का K4 FeCN6 के साथ जो रिएक्शन होता है उससे Ca2 FeCN6 का व्हाइट प्रेसिपिटेट आता है, तो ये भी करेक्टली मैच्ड है. तो केवल बी आपका ऑप्शन है जो करेक्टली मैच्ड नहीं है बिकॉज ऑफ द कलर ऑफ प्रेसिपिटेट. ऑलराइट, in the following sequence of reaction the major product is. सीक्वेंस ऑफ रिएक्शन में रिएक्टेंट दिया है और दो रिएजेंट सीक्वेंस में दिए हैं। लाइक पहला अगर हम AC2O एसिटिक एनहाइड्राइड होता है ये, इसकी रिएक्शन कराते हैं तो जो आपका एनिलीन का NH2 ग्रुप होता है ना, इसका एसाइलेशन हो जाता है। तो यहाँ से NHCOCH3 ग्रुप बन गया और CH3 अपनी जगह पे लगा हुआ है। अब अगर आप ब्रोमिनेशन कराते हो यहाँ पे तो NHCOCH3 ग्रुप जो है वो ज्यादा स्ट्रांगली एक्टिवेटिंग ग्रुप है, तो इसकी ऑर्थो पोजीशन पे ब्रोमीन आके लग जाएगा। तो NHAC और यहाँ पे आपका मिथाइल है और यहाँ पे आपका ब्रोमीन आके लग गया। ऑलराइट, सो योर करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ए में यह ऑप्शन मौजूद है, तो यही इसका करेक्ट आंसर हो गया। ओके, the pair of lanthanide in which both elements have high third ionization energy। थर्ड आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी की बात करते हैं तो इसके अंदर दो एलिमेंट ऐसे हैं EU एंड YB, जिसका अगर आप डाइकेटानिक फॉर्म ले लो तो ये बेसिकली Xe4F7 होता है, और जो YB होता है ये YB+2 अगर आप लेते हो तो Xe4F14 होता है। तो ये हाफ फील्ड सबसेल है, कंप्लीटली फील्ड सबसेल है। अब नेक्स्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन का जो रिमूवल होगा वो डिफिकल्ट होगा बिकॉज ऑफ द स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ हाफ फील्ड एंड कंप्लीटली फील्ड सबसेल। तो इसका थर्ड आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी हाईएस्ट होगा। बाकी एलिमेंट्स के डायटोमिक आई मीन डाइकेटाइनिक फॉर्म के अंदर इस तरह का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगुरेशन जो स्टेबिलिटी प्रोवाइड करता है अवेलेबल नहीं है। तो इसका आंसर आपका बी हो गया। ऑलराइट, the product formed in the reaction of cumene with oxygen followed by treatment with HCl, the well known reaction if you can recall, जो रिएक्शन इसमें इन्वॉल्व है वो क्यूमीन हाइड्रोपेरोक्साइड रीअरेंजमेंट है। अगर आप क्यूमीन का रिएक्शन ऑक्सीजन से कराते हो जो एक रेडिकल मैकेनिज्म के थ्रू क्यूमीन हाइड्रोपेरोक्साइड बनाता है, राइट, तो ये आपका हो गया क्यूमीन हाइड्रोपेरोक्साइड OOH, यहाँ पे Me आ गया और यहाँ पे Me आ गया। अब अगर आप इसका H+ के साथ ट्रीटमेंट करते हो जहां से वाटर निकलने के बाद, इनफैक्ट वाटर निकलते ही एक ग्रुप का माइग्रेशन हो जाता है यहाँ पे। एक बार मैं वाटर नहीं निकाल रहा हूँ इस वाले स्टेप में, नेक्स्ट स्टेप में निकाल रहा हूँ, तो इससे जो आपका सिचुएशन आएगा वो कुछ ऐसा आएगा। देखो Me एंड OH2+। जब आप इसको रिमूव करोगे ना वाटर को, ऑक्सीजन इमीडिएटली इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट हो जाएगा। तो क्योंकि फिनाइल का माइग्रेटरी एप्टीट्यूड ज़्यादा है, इट विल माइग्रेट, और ये माइग्रेट होकर के जो हमें नया कंपाउंड देगा, नया केटायन देगा, वो ये देगा। फिनॉल की बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट प्रिपरेशन है। उसके बाद जो आपने H2 निकाला है वो वहां से H3O+ निकाला है, यहाँ से प्रोटोनेशन होगा H+ के थ्रू। तो पीएच, या इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं प्रोटोनेशन करने की बजाय, प्रोटोनेशन इज नॉट नीडेड एट दिस स्टेप। आप इसको ऐसे लिख सकते हैं, एक इसका रेजोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर बना सकते हैं MECMeOPH+। ये इसका ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट है, इनफैक्ट सभी एटम का ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट है, तो ये स्टेबिलिटी की खातिर इस प्रकार का माइग्रेशन हुआ है। अब जब आप अगले स्टेप में, जो पिछले स्टेप में वाटर का रिमूवल हुआ था, वो अब कार्बन पे अटैक करेगा। तो MECMeOPH और यहाँ पे OH2+ बना, ठीक है। अब यहाँ से आपका एक H+ और एक H2, एक H+ एंड एक H+ निकल के एक्चुअली ऑक्सीजन पे प्रोटोनेट हो जाएगा। H+ - एंड H++ दोनों एक साथ करा दिया मैंने, तो इससे हमें मिलेगा MECMeOH और यहाँ पे OH। अब अगर आप इस बॉन्ड को तोड़ते हो, जो कि आसानी से टूट जाएगा क्योंकि रिमेनिंग कार्बोकेटायन इज हाईली स्टेबल, तो ये आपका फिनॉल रास्ते में निकल गया और ये OH, ये प्लस, और इसका आप रेजोनेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर चाहो तो यूं लिख सकते हो Me2C डबल बॉन्ड OH+, और यहाँ से जो आपका कैटलिस्ट था H+ वो निकल गया, Me2CO बन गया। तो ये आपका एसीटोन है और यहाँ से आपका फिनॉल निकल चुका है, राइट। तो एक कंपाउंड आपका फिनॉल हो गया, एक कंपाउंड आपका एसीटोन हो गया, लिहाजा आपका आंसर हो गया ट्रीटमेंट, द प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म्ड इन द रिएक्शन ऑफ क्यूमीन ऑक्सीजन फॉलोड बाय ट्रीटमेंट। तो एक तो फिनॉल हो गया और एक एसीटोन हो गया, तो इसका आंसर सी हो गया। ऑलराइट, so this is a well known reaction known as cumene hydroperoxide rearrangement used for the preparation of phenolic compounds. Good question. इस क्वेश्चन में आपको कंपाउंड का आईपीएसी नॉमेनक्लेचर करना है। तो सबको पता है कि जो COOH ग्रुप है ये टर्मिनेटर होता है, चेन टर्मिनेटिंग ग्रुप। तो 1 2 3 4 5 एंड 6, अब आपको 2 3 पे मिथाइल दिख रहे हैं, 6 पे ऑक्सो दिख रहा है, एंड ये एक तरह का कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड है। तो चेक द आंसर। 2 and 5 पे डाइमिथाइल, 2 5 डाइमिथाइल, 6 ऑक्सो हेक्स, 3 इनोइक एसिड। दिस इज द करेक्ट नेम ऑफ दिस कंपाउंड। So option B is going to be the correct answer of this question. यहाँ भी एक सीक्वेंस ऑफ रिएक्शन दी हुई है, एक्सेस में फिनॉल है और थैलिक एनहाइड्राइड की रिएक्शन हुई है। आप सबको पता है कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रिएक्शन है जहाँ पे आपको जो प्रोडक्ट मिलता है वो फिनॉक्थिलिन होता है। फिनॉक्थिलिन, थैलिन टेस्ट के नाम से जानते हैं इस रिएक्शन को, फिनॉक्थिलिन। दिस रिएक्शन इज यूज्ड एज अ थैलिन टेस्ट फॉर फिनोलिक कंपाउंड। इससे जो कंपाउंड बनेगा वो ये है एक्चुअली, ये फिनॉक्थिलिन होता है। इसको अगर आप बेस में डाल दो तो पिंक कलर आ जाता है, एसिडिक मीडियम में कलरलेस होता है, जिससे आपको फिनोलिक कंपाउंड का कंफर्मेशन आ जाता है। तो ए दिया हुआ है, ये करेक्ट आंसर है, मतलब ए तो होगा ही होगा, ये करेक्ट ऑप्शन है। ये एक प्रकार का डाई भी है, ये भी करेक्ट है। ऑर्गेनिक एसिड है, ये भी करेक्ट है। तो इसका मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट आंसर इज डी। डी इज गोइंग टू बी द राइट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्टिविटी फॉर फॉलोइंग पेयर ऑफ कंपाउंड्स टूवर्ड्स रेस्पेक्टिव मैकेनिज्म। जो मैकेनिज्म यहाँ पे दी हुई है उसके रिस्पेक्ट में रिएक्टिविटी का ऑर्डर एक्चुअली आपको लिखना है। ओके, लेट्स चेक कौन सा करेक्ट आंसर इसमें निकल के आएगा। SN2 रिएक्शन के लिए जो आपका ऑप्शन ए है, SN2 रिएक्शन के लिए तो ये करेक्ट है, क्योंकि SN2 रिएक्शन क्राउडिंग पे डिपेंडेंट होती है, क्राउडिंग चाहे अल्फा पे हो या बीटा पे। तो रिएक्टिविटी हमेशा घट जाती है क्राउडिंग की वजह से, राइट। रेट इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू स्टेरिक फैक्टर और क्राउडिंग एट अल्फा और बीटा कार्बन। ठीक है, तो क्राउडिंग यहाँ बहुत ज्यादा होने की वजह से इसका रिएक्टिविटी घट गया। ठीक है, फर्स्ट का रिएक्टिविटी घट गया। वैसे भी टर्सरी लीस्ट रिएक्टिव होते हैं इन SN2 रिएक्शन, तो ये ए करेक्ट है। बी में देखिए SN1 रिएक्शन की बात करें, यहाँ ज्यादा स्टेबल कार्बोनियम आयन बनेगा। जो SN1 रिएक्टिविटी का रेट होता है डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ कार्बोनियम आयन, और क्योंकि यहाँ बेंजाइलिक कार्बोनियम आयन बनता है जो ज्यादा स्टेबल है, इसलिए ये भी करेक्ट हो गया। इलेक्ट्रोफिलिक एरोमेटिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन में एक में आपका क्लोरीन लगा हुआ है, एक में आपका क्लोरीन एंड मिथाइल दोनों लगा हुआ है, तो ये गलत हो गया। इसमें सेकेंड कंपाउंड का जो रिएक्टिविटी होना चाहिए वो ज्यादा होना चाहिए। अगला है आपका न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन, प्रेजेंस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन विड्रॉइंग ग्रुप। Presence of electron withdrawing group in aromatic ring always increases rate of ARSN2 reaction। तो सेकेंड कंपाउंड ज्यादा रिएक्टिव हुआ, तो ये भी करेक्ट हुआ। तो आपका ए बी एंड डी आर करेक्ट। लेट्स चेक ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है। यस, आपका ऑप्शन है ए बी एंड डी ओनली, सो ए इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट आंसर। ओके, आइडेंटिफाई द 2D रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग मॉलिक्यूल। इस कंपाउंड का 2D रिप्रेजेंटेशन बनाना है, यानी फिशर प्रोजेक्शन फॉर्मूला बनाया है एक तरह से। तो मैं ये जो बीच वाले कार्बन है ना, इनका जो डॉटेड लाइन से और थिक लाइन से बने हुए, इनका एक बार हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वर्टिकल लोकेशन कर देता हूँ। लाइक CHO को मैं टॉप पे रख लेता हूँ, तो एक OH यहाँ पे आ गया, एक OH यहाँ पे आ गया, और यहाँ H है, यहाँ H है, और यहाँ H है, और यहाँ पे OH, ये वाला OH एक्चुअली इसको मैंने यहाँ पे रख दिया, ये वाला। ठीक है, तो यहाँ H आ गया और यहाँ पे CH2OH आ गया। दिस लुक्स लाइक एक तरह से दोनों OH एक साइड में है सेकेंड एंड थर्ड कार्बन के। तो एक बार चेक करते हैं ऑप्शन में कौन सा सबसे अप्रोप्रिएट मैचिंग हो रहा है। OH OH, दिस इज करेक्ट एक्चुअली। तो सिंपली इस दोनों एंड कार्बन से पकड़ के स्ट्रेच कर दिया है, तो जिस तरह से लगे हुए हैं ग्रुप जो ओरिएंटेशन वेजनेस मामला में है, उसको रिटेन करते हुए हमने इसका स्ट्रक्चर बना दिया है। राइट, द कैलकुलेटेड मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट स्पिन ओनली फॉर द फॉलोइंग स्पेसीज। पहला है आपका FeCl4 2-। FeCl4 2- के अंदर आयरन 2 है एक्चुअली, और आयरन 2 होता है बेसिकली 3d6 4s2। और अगर आप आयरन 2 ले लो तो 4s2 मतलब 4s0 हो गया। तो 3d6 है, वीक फील्ड लिगेंड है, फोर्स पेयरिंग होगी नहीं। 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन को अगर आप डी ऑर्बिटल में पेयर अप करते हो, रखते हो, तो 1 2 3 4 5 6 4 अनपेयर इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलेंगे इसमें। और अगर इसमें 4 अनपेयर इलेक्ट्रॉन है तो म्यू की वैल्यू होगी √NN+2 Bm, 4 × 4 + 2 6, √24 comes out to be 4.9 Bm। ऑलराइट, सेकेंड कंपाउंड की बात करें, कोबाल्ट है, कोबाल्ट 3 है एक्चुअली। यहाँ पे कोबाल्ट 3 इज एक्चुअली 3d6, और क्योंकि C2H4 ऑक्सलेट आयन एक स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लिगेंड की तरह काम करेगा यहाँ पे, तो सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर्ड फॉर्म में रहेंगे, तो यहाँ पे n की वैल्यू हो गई 0, तो इसका मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट हो गया 0। तो आंसर तो आपका आई थिंक नहीं, अभी नहीं आया, लास्ट का भी निकालना पड़ेगा। MnO4 2- इज एक्चुअली Mn+6, और Mn+6 एक्चुअली Mn 25 होता है, तो 25 इज D5S2, और दो इलेक्ट्रॉन आपने निकाल, इनफैक्ट 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन आपने निकाल दिए हैं, तो दो इलेक्ट्रॉन S के गए, और पांच में से दो इलेक्ट्रॉन S के निकल गए, पांच में से चार इलेक्ट्रॉन और निकल गए D वाले, तो इसमें n की वैल्यू 1 रह गई, तो म्यू इज इक्वल टू अंडर रूट 1 1+2 यानी √2 Bm हो गया, तो यहाँ से 1.73 Bm आ जाएगा, तो आपका करेक्ट आंसर है ए। ऑलराइट, सारे मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट अपने करस्पॉन्डिंग कॉम्प्लेक्सेस के साथ मैच कर रहे हैं, तो करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ए। ऑलराइट, ऑर्गेनिक रिएक्शन सीक्वेंस है, पहले ग्रेनार्ड रिएजेंट का रिएक्शन हुआ है फॉलोड बाय H3O+, तो साइनाइड इज द ग्रुप जहां पे ग्रेनार्ड रिएजेंट की रिएक्शन एक्चुअली होगी, और साइनाइड अगर एक इक्विवेलेंट लेते हैं, लाइक सिंपली मैं यहाँ पे रिएक्शन कर रहा हूँ, साइनाइड का अगर एक इक्विवेलेंट का रिएक्शन कराते हो आप ग्रेनार्ड रिएजेंट से, तो आपको बेसिकली लाइक RMgx से रिएक्शन कराओगे, तो Cr डबल बॉन्ड N- MgX आ जाएगा, फिर आप इसका हाइड्रोलिसिस कराओगे ना, तो यू विल गेट RC डबल बॉन्ड O दिस, ये ग्रुप निकल के आएगा, यानी एक इक्विवेलेंट की रिएक्शन से सिंपली कीटोन बन जाएगा यहाँ पे, और कोई चेंज नहीं होने वाला है। तो लेट्स चेक कौन सा आंसर होगा जहाँ पे कीटोन बन रहा है, PHCO, और बाकी जो रिमेनिंग ग्रुप प्रेजेंट है, बाकी ग्रुप ऐसे रहेंगे, तो PH हो गया, CO हो गया, OCH3 अपनी जगह पे है, D इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। ऑलराइट, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंपाउंड्स और कॉम्प्लेक्सेस वुड नॉट शो ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमरिज्म, किसमें पॉसिबल नहीं है? देखो, पहला कंपाउंड है CrGly होल थ्राइस, ये MAb होल थ्राइस टाइप का कंपाउंड है, इसके अंदर ज्योमेट्रिकल पॉसिबल है, AB एंड AB कर दो आप, तो इससे आंसर नहीं होगा। PT होल ट्वाइस ClBr को सिस में रख सकते हो, ट्रांस में रख सकते हो, तो इसमें भी पॉसिबल है। CO होल 4, इसमें ज्योमेट्रिकल पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि इन की सिर्फ एक ही पोजीशन है, यहाँ आपने फिक्स कर दिया, अब आपके पास बाकी जो चार सिमिलर लिगेंड है उनको अरेंज करने का एक ही तरीका है, तो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द आंसर, इसके अंदर किसी प्रकार की ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमरिज्म नहीं होगी। PTGly होल ट्वाइस Cl2 की बात करें, तो अगेन जो ग्लाइसिन है एक प्रकार का अनसिमेट्रिकल बाइडेंटेट लिगेंड है, तो एक बार इसको आप ऐसे रख सकते हो ट्रांसफॉर्म में, यहाँ पे ClCl आ जाएगा, और उसके बाद ClCl को आप सिस फॉर्म में भी रख सकते हो ऐसे, राइट, एक इन यहाँ पे रख, एक ग्लाइसिन यहाँ पे रख दिया और एक ग्लाइसिन यहाँ पे रख दिया, तो इसमें भी पॉसिबल है, तो केवल सी एक ऐसा ऑप्शन है जहाँ पे ज्योमेट्रिकल आइसोमरिज्म नहीं है। ओके, मैच द लिस्ट 1 एंड 2, यहाँ पे आपको इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगुरेशन दिया है, आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी दिया हुआ है, मैच करना है। देखो ये S2 इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगुरेशन है, S2 कंप्लीटली फिल्ड सबसेल है, दो बातें यहाँ पे चलेंगी, एक तो लेफ्ट टू राइट जाने पर न्यूक्लियर चार्ज बढ़ने पर आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी बढ़ती है, लेकिन अगर कहीं बीच में कंप्लीटली फिल्ड हाफ फिल्ड सबसेल आ जाता है, तो उसका आयनाइजेशन एनर्जी अपने एडजेसेंट एलिमेंट से, सेम पीरियड के एलिमेंट से ज्यादा हो जाता है, राइट। तो एक बात तो तय हो गई कि जो हाईएस्ट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगुरेशन है इसके अंदर, वो किसका होगा, लेट मी चेक। ये देखिए, ये बेसिकली नाइट्रोजन है, ये ऑक्सीजन है, और S2P1 ये बोरान है, और S1S2 2S2 ये आपका मैग्नीशियम हो गया। ऑलराइट, तो सबसे ज्यादा यहाँ पे निकलेगा नाइट्रोजन, देन ऑक्सीजन, और ऑक्सीजन के बाद आपका मैग्नीशियम, सॉरी ये बेरिलियम है एक्चुअली, नॉट नॉट मैग्नीशियम, तो उसके बाद बेरिलियम आ जाएगा, उसके बाद बोरॉन आ जाएगा। ठीक है, तो यदि मैच करें, यानी नाइट्रोजन का हाईएस्ट होना चाहिए, तो सी के साथ 4 मैच करना चाहिए, सी के साथ 4 दो में मैच हो रहे हैं, इसमें भी मैच हो रहा है, इसमें भी मैच हो रहा है, तो लेट्स चेक बाकी के लिए। उसके बाद सेकंड हाईएस्ट ऑक्सीजन का, यानी बी का सेकंड हाईएस्ट, यानी 1314, तो बी के साथ 3 मैच होना चाहिए, इसी में मैच हो रहा है, और ए के साथ 2 मैच होना चाहिए, ए के साथ 2 मैच हो रहा है, ये भी ठीक है, क्योंकि ये 899 है, ये 801 है, तो ये बोरॉन का हो गया, और ये आपका बेरिलियम का हो गया। ऑलराइट, तो ए इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। ओके, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स एंड अरेंज इन ऑर्डर ऑफ ट्रू एंड फॉल्स। ऑल राइट, आपको स्टेटमेंट देखना है, बताना है कौन से स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है, कौन से करेक्ट नहीं है। ओके, वेपर प्रेशर इज अ कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी, करेक्ट नहीं है, दिस इज अ फॉल्स स्टेटमेंट। बॉइलिंग पॉइंट ऑफ सॉल्यूशन ऑलवेज लोअर देन दैट ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट, नहीं, एलिवेशन हो जाता है, ये भी गलत है, ये भी फॉल्स हो गया। एसिटिक एसिड अंडरगोज डिसोसिएशन इन बेंजीन, नहीं, बेंजीन में डाइमर बना के एसोसिएशन हो जाता है, तो ये भी गलत हो गया, ये भी फॉल्स हो गया। एंट्रोपी ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इज मोर देन एंट्रोपी ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट, ये ट्रू है। सॉल्यूशन एक्चुअली सॉल्वेंट और सॉल्वेंट के मिक्सर से बनता है, तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि जब आप एक एक सब्सटेंस के अंदर या एक लिक्विड के अंदर दूसरा कोई नॉन वोलेटाइल सॉल्यूट डाल दोगे तो रैंडमनेस बढ़ जाएगी, बिकॉज एक पार्टिकल के बीच में दूसरा पार्टिकल आ जाएगा, तो ये ट्रू है। तो आपका करेक्ट आंसर होना चाहिए एफ 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 एंड टी, सो बी इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। ऑलराइट, which of the following reactions is an example of redox reaction? तो क्वेश्चन में चार ऑप्शंस दिए हुए हैं, चारों में से आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि कौन सी रिडॉक्स रिएक्शन है। लाइक इफ यू चेक ईच एंड एवरी रिएक्शन केयरफुली, फर्स्ट रिएक्शन में जो ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर है जीनन का वो फिक्स है, लेफ्ट साइड में भी उतना ही है, जैसे +6 यहाँ भी है, +6 यहाँ भी है। फ्लोरीन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कभी चेंज होता नहीं है, ऑक्सीजन का भी ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर -2 है दोनों तरफ, हाइड्रोजन का भी, तो ये नॉन रिडॉक्स रिएक्शन हो गई। सेम वे पार्ट बी में भी यही है, लेफ्ट और राइट में दोनों में ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर सेम है सभी एलिमेंट का, तो ये भी आंसर नहीं होगा। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो O2 बन रहा है एक्चुअली पार्ट सी में, क्योंकि O2 F2 के अंदर जो ऑक्सीजन होता है वो 2 ऑक्सीजन +2 फॉर्म में रहता है, राइट, और यहाँ पे जो ऑक्सीजन है वो 0 है, तो एक बात होता है हो गई कि ऑक्सीजन का रिडक्शन हो रहा है, राइट, और ऑक्सीजन ऑक्सीजन का रिडक्शन होने के साथ साथ जीनन का ऑक्सीडेशन हो रहा है। यू कैन चेक, जीनन यहाँ +4 है और यहाँ +6 है, तो ये बेसिकली रिडॉक्स रिएक्शन हो गया। तो पार्ट सी इज गोइंग टू बी द राइट आंसर। चाहो तो आप डी को भी चेक कर सकते हो, यहाँ पे जीनन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर +2 है, यहाँ भी जीनन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर +2 है, देखो आप XeF5 पे प्लस चार्ज है, तो यहाँ पे अगर आप जीनन का चार्ज निकालोगे तो +2 निकल के आएगा। एंड सेम वे फास्फोरस का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर यहाँ +5 है, यहाँ +5 है, फ्लोरीन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कभी किसी कंपाउंड में चेंज होता नहीं है। ऑलराइट, सो इट्स करेक्ट आंसर इज सी। दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन बोर्स मॉडल, जहां पे आपको ऑर्बिट का रेडियस दिया हुआ है। द इलेक्ट्रॉन इन ए हाइड्रोजन एटम अंडरगोज ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम अ हायर ऑर्बिट टू एन ऑर्बिट हुज रेडियस इज 211.6 पिकोमीटर, राइट, मतलब n से ये किसी ऐसी ऑर्बिट में जाता है n डैश में जहां पे रेडियस दिया हुआ है 211.6 पिकोमीटर। ऑलराइट, और हमें बताना है कि ये ट्रांजिशन कौन सी सीरीज को बिलोंग करता है। फाइन, तो आपको पता है कि जो रेडियस होता है दैट इज 0.53 इंटू n² एंगस्ट्रॉम, ये रेडियस आपको दिया हुआ है 211.6 पिकोमीटर, राइट, तो इसको हम लिख लेते हैं 2.116 एंगस्ट्रॉम, दैट इज इक्वल टू 0.53 n², और z का वैल्यू 1 है क्योंकि हाइड्रोजन है, यहां से n² आ जाएगा 4 और n की वैल्यू 2। अगर किसी हायर सेल से इलेक्ट्रॉन डी एक्साइट होकर के सेकेंड सेल में आ रहा है, इसका मतलब ये जो ट्रांजिशन है ये बामर सीरीज को बिलोंग करेगा। ऑलराइट, लाइमन सीरीज के लिए 1 होता है, बामर के लिए 2 होता है, तो बामर सीरीज को राइट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, सो ऑप्शन बी इज करेक्ट। In this question, an organic reaction is given, reactant दिया है, reagent दिया है, and we need to find out the major product, structure of major product of this particular reaction. Alright, तो जो कंपाउंड है ये बेसिकली एल्कीनाइल ब्रोमाइड है, इसका NaNH2 के साथ हीट किया होगा इसको, और इससे होना है डीहाइड्रोहेलोजनेशन रिएक्शन, राइट। तो जब डीहाइड्रोहेलोजनेशन रिएक्शन कराते हैं तो सबसे पहले जो प्रोडक्ट बनेगा वो आपका टर्मिनल एल्काइन होगा, राइट, ये एल्कीनाइल है, ब्रोमीन यहाँ से चला जाएगा, H यहाँ से चला जाएगा, काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस लिया है, ठीक है। फिर इसका एक्चुअली रेड हॉट आयरन ट्यूब के साथ स्ट्रॉन्ग हीटिंग किया है 873 केल्विन पे, तो आपको पता होगा एक ट्राइमराइजेशन रिएक्शन है, तो ये ट्राइमराइजेशन हो करके बेसिकली आपका मेसिटिलीन बनेगा, ये वाला कंपाउंड, यहाँ से ट्राइमराइजेशन अगर होता है लाइक इस तरह का कंपाउंड है ये बेसिकली CH3 C ट्रिपल बॉन्ड CH, तो ये बेसिकली इस तरह से ट्राइमराइजेशन होके आपको मेसिटिलीन दे देगा, राइट। तो आपका करेक्ट ऑप्शन होगा सी। लाइक अगर हम एसिटिलीन ले लेते हैं तो बेंजीन बनता है, ऐसे ही अगर आप प्रोपाइन ले लोगे तो आपको सिमेट्रिकली ये ट्राइमराइज होकर के मेसिटिलीन दे देगा। ऑलराइट, सो सी इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट ऑप्शन ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। दिस इज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन ऑफ आयनिक इक्विलिब्रियम सॉल्युबिलिटी प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड सवाल है। इसमें बोला है पीएच ऑफ सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन ऑफ सिल्वर सॉल्ट ऑफ मोनोबेसिक एसिड HA। इसके सिल्वर सॉल्ट का फॉर्मूला मैं मान लेता हूँ AgA सॉलिड was found to be 9, कैलकुलेट KSP ऑफ द सॉल्ट। ओके, अगर मैं इसको डिसॉल्व करूँ तो सॉल्युबिलिटी इक्विलिब्रियम कुछ ऐसा आएगा। अगर मैं इसकी सॉल्युबिलिटी S मान लेता हूँ तो इनिशियली ये S बनेगा, लेकिन क्योंकि A माइनस जो है ये वीक एसिड का कॉन्जुगेट बेस है, इट विल अंडरगो हाइड्रोलिसिस टू फॉर्म HA प्लस OH आयन। तो मैंने मान लिया कि x पोर्शन हाइड्रोलाइज हो गया, तो ये S माइनस एक्स बच गया। ऑलराइट, S माइनस एक्स बच गया। अब क्वेश्चन के अंदर मुझे pH दिया हुआ है। अगर pH 9 है तो POH 5 हो गया, 14 माइनस 9 दैट इज 5। तो OH आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन मुझे पता पड़ गया 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 5, यानी x की वैल्यू आपको पता है 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 5 आ गया। अब इस रिएक्शन का अगर मैं इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट लिखूं, हाइड्रोलिसिस कांस्टेंट Kw अपॉन Ka होगा। दिस कैन बी रिटन एज x इंटू एक्स अपॉन S माइनस एक्स, राइट। तो 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 5, 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 5 डिवाइडेड बाय S माइनस एक्स। Kw 10 पावर माइनस 14 होता है, Ka 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 10 दिया हुआ है। दिस इज इक्वल टू 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 10 डिवाइडेड बाय S माइनस एक्स। ओके, तो S माइनस एक्स यहाँ से मुझे मिल जाएगा 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 10 डिवाइडेड बाय 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 4 comes out to be 10 raised to the power minus 6। S minus x पता चल गया और x आपको ऑलरेडी पता है, तो S minus 10 raised to the power minus 5 is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 6। तो S is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 6 plus 10 raised to the power minus 5, और इसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ 11 into 10 raised to the power minus 6। तो अब आपको S पता पड़ गया, S पता है और S minus x पता है। और इफ यू लुक एट द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन तो यहाँ से KSP में लिख सकता हूँ Ag प्लस इंटू ए माइनस, ये हो गया आपका S इंटू एस माइनस एक्स। तो S आपको मैंने निकाल दिया 11 इंटू 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 6, और S माइनस एक्स डायरेक्टली आपको पता है 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 6। तो ये हो गया 11 इंटू 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 12 विच इज 1.1 इंटू 10 रेज़ टू द पावर माइनस 11। Check your answer. A option is going to be correct. So this is a beautiful question of ionic equilibrium, जहां पे एक वीक एसिड और स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस के साल्ट का सॉल्युबिलिटी के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन दी हुई है और उसका केस भी निकालना था। ऑलराइट, दिस इज अ सीक्वेंस ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक रिएक्शंस और हमें कंपाउंड डी के बारे में पता करना है। चलिए तो सारी रिएक्शंस को एक एक करके लिखते हैं। पहला रिएक्शन है, यहाँ पे डाई मिथाइल अमीन के दो इक्विवेलेंट की रिएक्शन कराई है। तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है, यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन हो जाएगा। एलाइलिक कार्बन पे Br लगा हुआ है। दिस इज क्वाइट फास्टर रिएक्शन, क्योंकि आसानी से रिएक्शन हो जाएगी। ट्रांजिशन स्टेट स्टेबल बनती है जब भी हम एलाइलिक या बेंजाइलिक कार्बन पे एसिड रिएक्शन कराते हैं। तो पहला कंपाउंड आपका जो कंपाउंड ए है वो ये बनेगा, देखिए ठीक है, डबल बॉन्ड अपनी जगह एज इट इज लगा रहेगा। अब हम जब CH3I का दो इक्विवेलेंट लिए हैं तो ये दोनों इक्विवेलेंट नाइट्रोजन पे जा करके मिथाइलेट हो जाएंगे, मिथाइलेशन रिएक्शन हो गई N। अब यहाँ पे 3 मिथाइल आ गया, यहाँ पे प्लस चार्ज, यहाँ पे भी 3 मिथाइल आ गया प्लस चार्ज, और ये आयोडाइड सॉल्ट के रूप में रहेगा। ओके, जब आप AgOH या Ag2O का रिएक्शन कराओगे तो यही हाइड्रोक्साइड सॉल्ट के रूप में चला जाएगा, AgI का प्रेसिपिटेशन हो जाएगा N प्लस, और यहाँ भी N प्लस। अब ये टेट्रा एल्काइल टेट्रा मिथाइल अमोनियम सॉल्ट हो गया, OH माइनस यहाँ पे, OH माइनस यहाँ पे। इसको जब आप हीट करोगे ना तो एलिमिनेशन रिएक्शन होगी, E2 रिएक्शन होगी, जहां से ये बेस की तरह काम करेगा, ये यहाँ से बीटा हाइड्रोजन ले लेगा, राइट, और ऐसे ये भी बेस की तरह काम करेगा, ये यहाँ से बीटा हाइड्रोजन ले लेगा, और ये जो बॉन्ड फ्री होगा ये यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, यहाँ पे CH बॉन्ड टूट के, और ये दोनों ग्रुप ट्राई मिथाइल अमीन के रूप में निकल जाएंगे। तो फाइनली हमको मिलेगा एक मॉलिक्यूल तो बेंजीन, एंड 2 मॉलिक्यूल CH3 होल थ्राइस एन। वैसे ये क्वेश्चन में गिवन भी है ये वाला कंपाउंड CH3 होल थ्राइस एन। ऑलराइट, तो आपका जो कंपाउंड डी हुआ वो बेंजीन हो गया। ओके, सो बी ऑप्शन इज गोइंग टू बी अ करेक्ट ऑप्शन ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स एंड अरेंज इन ऑर्डर ऑफ ट्रू और फॉल्स। चार स्टेटमेंट दिए हुए हैं एंड ये चारों स्टेटमेंट केमिकल बॉन्डिंग के फैक्चुअल स्टेटमेंट्स है। पहला स्टेटमेंट है, आपको बताना है कि कौन सा ट्रू है कौन सा फॉल्स है। पहला है इन ICl2 माइनस ClF3 TCl4 नंबर ऑफ लोन पेयर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑन सेंट्रल एटम इज 3 to 1 रेस्पेक्टिवली। देखो आयोडीन में 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन होते हैं, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे आयोडीन से एक्चुअली एक Cl माइनस ने बॉन्ड बना रखा है और एक क्लोरीन ने नॉर्मल कोवलेंट बॉन्ड बना रखा है, यानी इसका सिर्फ एक ही इलेक्ट्रॉन यूटिलाइज हुआ है, तो इसके पास 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन बच गए हैं एज अ लोन पेयर, तो इस पे 3 लोन पेयर हुआ। ClF3 में 7 में से 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लोरीन के साथ बॉन्डेड है, तो 4 बचा, मतलब 2 लोन पेयर हो गया। TeCl4 के अंदर एक लोन पेयर बचेगा, राइट। टोटल इसमें 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन होते हैं, 16 ग्रुप का एलिमेंट है, 4 बॉन्डेड है, एक लोन पेयर यहाँ पे बच जाएगा। तो ये स्टेटमेंट 3 to 1 रिस्पेक्टिवली करेक्ट है, पहला वाला ट्रू। नेक्स्ट वन इज अमंग CO C2O2 minus He2 plus increasing bond dissociation energy is। देखो इन सभी का हमको बॉन्ड ऑर्डर निकालना पड़ेगा। लाइक He2 प्लस का बॉन्ड ऑर्डर होता है 1.1/2। He2 में तो 0 होता है क्योंकि 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन बॉन्डिंग में, 2 एंटी बॉन्डिंग में, टोटल 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन। जब आप एक इलेक्ट्रॉन निकाल दोगे एंटी बॉन्डिंग से, तो एंटी बॉन्डिंग में एक ही रह जाएगा, तो 2 - 1/2 यानी हाफ हो गया बॉन्ड ऑर्डर, राइट। O2 माइनस, O2 का बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 2 होता है, अगर आपने एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ऐड कर दिया ये एंटी बॉन्डिंग में जाएगा। इसका बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 2 होता है, O2 का बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 2 होता है, अगर आपने एक इलेक्ट्रॉन एंटी बॉन्डिंग से निकाल दिया तो इसका बॉन्ड ऑर्डर बढ़ जाएगा, इट बिकम्स 2.5। O2 माइनस, नहीं सॉरी, यू हैव एडेड वन इलेक्ट्रॉन, इट्स O2 माइनस एक्चुअली। O2 minus means you have added one electron in the एंटी बॉन्डिंग मॉलिक्यूलर ऑर्बिटल। और एंटी बॉन्डिंग MO में अगर एक इलेक्ट्रॉन ऐड करते हैं तो बॉन्ड ऑर्डर हाफ यूनिट से कम हो जाता है, ऑलराइट। तो हाफ यूनिट से अगर कम हो गया तो 2 के बाद ये बन गया आपका 1.5। ऐसे ही अगला है आपका C2। C2 के अंदर टोटल बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 2 होता है एंड NO के अंदर बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 15 है ना, ये 15 है, तो NO के अंदर बॉन्ड ऑर्डर हो जाएगा 2.5, ऑलराइट। बस, तो जैसे जैसे आपका बॉन्ड ऑर्डर बढ़ेगा वैसे वैसे बॉन्ड डिसोसिएशन एनर्जी बढ़ेगी, तो ये स्टेटमेंट भी है ट्रू, ठीक है। अमंग CO CO2 CO3 2 minus C3H करेक्ट ऑर्डर फ्रॉम द वीकेस्ट टू स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट कार्बन ऑक्सीजन बॉन्ड। अगेन आप बॉन्ड ऑर्डर निकालो, यहाँ बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 1 है, यहाँ बॉन्ड ऑर्डर एक्चुअली कार्बोनेट का स्ट्रक्चर कुछ ऐसा होता है, O- टोटल 4/3 हो गया, बॉन्ड ऑर्डर 1.33। तो यहाँ पे 1.33 है, यहाँ पे 2 होता है और यहाँ पे 3 होता है। अगेन बॉन्ड ऑर्डर जितना ज्यादा होगा बॉन्ड की स्ट्रेंथ उतना ज्यादा होगी, तो बॉन्ड ऑर्डर बढ़ रहा है, बॉन्ड स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ रही है, ऑलराइट। अगला है द हाइब्रिडाइजेशन ऑफ बोरॉन इन दिस इज सेम एज दिस। ओके, देखो आपका ये जो कंपाउंड है बी, देन BCl यहाँ हाइब्रिडाइजेशन बोरॉन का आएगा sp2, राइट। और ClNO में भी नाइट्रोजन का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन आता है sp2, तो दोनों का हाइब्रिडाइजेशन सेम है, लिहाजा ये स्टेटमेंट भी हो गया ट्रू। सो ऑल स्टेटमेंट्स आर फाउंड टू बी ट्रू, देयरफॉर आंसर इज A, ऑलराइट। ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन ऑफ केमिकल बॉन्डिंग। In this question, the information in column 1 and 2 are given related to D glucose and we need to match these information between them। जैसे पहला कॉलम 1 का पहला जो स्टेटमेंट है ये है फ्रक्टोज से रिलेटेड। हमें पता है ग्लूकोज एंड फ्रक्टोज आर फंक्शनल आइसोमर, राइट। तो इसके लिए मैं टी ऑप्शन मैच कर सकता हूँ। सिमिलरली HNO3 व्हेन रिएक्ट विद डी ग्लूकोज, तो जो ग्लूकोज का CHO ग्रुप होता है एंड जो इसका प्राइमरी एल्कोहलिक ग्रुप होता है बॉटम में, ये वाला, अगर मैं HNO3 से रिएक्शन कराता हूं तो COOH में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, CHOH होल 4 एंड COOH। इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं ग्लूकारिक एसिड, राइट। एंड ग्लूकारिक एसिड, इसका मतलब इसका जो मैचिंग होगा वो ग्लूकारिक एसिड के साथ होगा जो R में दिया हुआ है। चेक द ऑप्शन, डी मैच हो रहा है और दैट्स इट। और कोई ऐसा T और R दोनों केवल D में ही है, तो आंसर तो आपका आ गया। नाउ गोइंग टू थर्ड वन, ब्रोमीन वाटर एक्चुअली एक माइल्ड ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट होता है, केवल एल्डिहाइड पोर्शन का ऑक्सीडेशन करता है और इससे ग्लूकोनिक एसिड बनता है, तो इसके साथ पी का मैच आ जाएगा। मैनोज एक तरह का एक्चुअली इपीमर होता है, इपीमर C2 इपीमर, इपीमर बोलते हैं जहां पे एक कायरल कार्बन का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन डिफर कर रहा हो। जैसे ग्लूकोज का जो स्ट्रक्चर है CHO OH H OH OH CH2H, राइट, ये आपका ग्लूकोज होता है, H OH H एंड H, ये ग्लूकोज है। और मैनोज में जो सेकेंड वाला कार्बन है ना, यहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन चेंज होता है, H अगेन H और यहाँ पे OH, यहाँ पे OH एंड ये CH2H, ये H हो गया, ये H हो गया, ये OH हो गया, ये होता है मैनोज। ऑलराइट, तो मैनोज और ग्लूकोज एक दूसरे के इपीमर होंगे, तो ये S हो जाएगा, 4 के लिए S आ रहा है, S आ रहा है बिल्कुल। सोडियम बोरोहाइड्रेट एक्चुअली ये सारे ये जो सारे आपके CHO ग्रुप है ना, एल्डिहाइड या कीटोन को अल्कोहल में रिड्यूस करता है। तो सोडियम बोरोहाइड्राइड से बेसिकली सारे जो कार्बन है वहां पे OH आ जाएगा, तो इट विल बी ग्लूसिटॉल एक्चुअली, तो इसके लिए U मैच होना चाहिए, मैच हो रहा है। ओके, एंड सिक्स वन इज ग्लाइकोसाइडिक लिंकेज, जब मेथेनॉलिक HCl का रिएक्शन हम ग्लूकोज से कराते हैं तो फिर जो हेमी एसिटल बनता है वो होता है आपका ग्लाइकोसाइड। तो इसके लिए आपका जो मैचिंग होगा वो Q के साथ मैच हो जाएगा, तो आपका D ऑप्शन इज गोइंग टू बी द परफेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। ऑलराइट, सो इट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन जहाँ पे बहुत सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करके हमको मैचिंग करनी पड़ती है, बट इस तरह के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने के लिए आपको सारे ऑप्शंस मैच करने की जरूरत नहीं होती। ऑलराइट, ये केमिकल काइनेटिक्स का एक अच्छा सा क्वेश्चन है जहाँ पे आपको एक रिएक्शन दी हुई है। दिस इज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन। दिस क्वेश्चन बिलोंग्स टू केमिकल काइनेटिक्स, जहां पे हमें एक केमिकल रिएक्शन दिया हुआ है, एक्सपेरिमेंटल डेटा दिया हुआ है, इस डेटा के बेसिस पे ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन निकालना है। तो NO के रिस्पेक्ट में निकालेंगे, Cl2 के रिस्पेक्ट में निकालेंगे, ओवरऑल ऑर्डर निकाल देंगे। ऑलराइट, तो हम सिंपली मान लेते हैं कि रेट कैन बी रिटन एज K इंटू NO रेज टू द पावर m and Cl2 raised to the power n. M and n are order of reaction with respect to NO and Cl2. If we pick up the experiment 1 and 2, तो can I write R1 upon R2 is equal to NO का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इनिशियली 0.1 है, ये भी 0.1 है, नहीं कांस्टेंट है ये। क्लोरीन का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 0.1 अपॉन 0.2 रेज टू द पावर n। R1 अपॉन R2 0.18 अपॉन 0.35 है, ये रफली 1/2 हो जाएगा, 1/2 रेज टू द पावर n, तो n का वैल्यू 1 आ गया, दैट मीन्स क्लोरीन के रिस्पेक्ट में ऑर्डर इज 1। नाउ इफ आई पिक अप सेकेंड एंड थर्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट जहां पे क्लोरीन की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन को कांस्टेंट किया है, तो R2 अपॉन R3 कैन बी रिटन एज NO कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 0.1 अपॉन 0.2 रेज टू द पावर m, और ये तो सेम है, तो 0.2 अपॉन 0.2 रेज टू द पावर n, ये तो वैसे ही 1 हो जाएगा। ऑलराइट, तो ये है 0.35 डिवाइडेड बाई 1/1.4 मस्ट बी इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन 2 रेज टू द पावर m, ये भी 1/4 is equal to 1/2 raised to the power m, that means m is equal to 2। तो NO के रिस्पेक्ट में ऑर्डर आ गया 2, क्लोरीन के रिस्पेक्ट में ऑर्डर आ गया 1, ओवरऑल ऑर्डर हो गया 2 + 1 दैट इज 3। तो इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर हो गया 3। This question belongs to chemical bonding. Number of species from the following which have square pyramidal structure, right? स्क्वायर पिरामिडल, देखो PF5 इज एक्चुअली ट्राइगोनल बाइपिरामिडल, तो इसमें स्क्वायर पिरामिड तो आएगा नहीं। BrF4 माइनस में लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड ब्रोमीन, ब्रोमीन का आउट ऑफ 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन 3 आर एक्चुअली बॉन्डेड विथ fluorine and one fluorine is bonded by coordinate bond which contain a negative charge. Now there is two lone pair available at bromine, तो इसका जो स्टेरिक नंबर होगा 6, और 6 में यदि दो लोन पेयर होते हैं ना तो ये स्क्वायर प्लेनर स्ट्रक्चर आ जाता है, तो Br, तो एक जगह आपका F माइनस हो जाएगा, बाकी 3 जगह आपका F हो जाएगा, एक लोन पेयर यहाँ पे, एक लोन पेयर यहाँ पे, तो ये स्क्वायर प्लेनर हुआ, स्क्वायर पिरामिडल नहीं होगा। ओके, IF5 है 5 + 1 6, 1 लोन पेयर, स्क्वायर पिरामिडल होने के लिए sp3d2 हाइब्रिडाइजेशन के अंदर एक लोन पेयर होना चाहिए, राइट, यानी 5 बॉन्ड पेयर प्लस 1 लोन पेयर, ये एक्चुअली स्ट्रक्चर देता है स्क्वायर पिरामिडल, राइट। सो IFI में हो जाएगा क्योंकि आयोडीन के पास आउट ऑफ 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन 5 आर बॉन्डेड, तो 5 बॉन्डेड पेयर हो गए और एक लोन पेयर हो गए, तो एक तो आपका ये हो गया। BRF5 हैज सिमिलर ज्योमेट्री एक्चुअली, तो ये भी हो गया। XeOF4 का जो स्ट्रक्चर होता है इट इज लाइक दिस, XeOF4 F F F एंड F। अब जीनन के आउट ऑफ 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स 6 तो बॉन्डेड हो गए, तो एक लोन पेयर हो गया, तो इसका हाइब्रिडाइजेशन, इसका स्टेरिक नंबर 6 हो गया, sp3d2 हाइब्रिडाइजेशन हो गया, 5 बॉन्ड पेयर है और एक लोन पेयर है, 5 एटम है और एक लोन पेयर है, तो ये भी आपका हो गया स्क्वायर पिरामिड, ये भी हो गया। ऑलराइट, ICl4 एंड BrF4 दोनों एक्चुअली स्क्वायर प्लेनर है, तो ये नहीं होगा आंसर में। ICl4 माइनस एंड BrF4 माइनस सेम ज्योमेट्री एक्वायर करता है, तो यहाँ पे टोटल जो स्पेसीज है जहाँ पे स्क्वायर पिरामिडल शेप आ रहा है वो है 3, तो योर आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 3। ऑलराइट, the chemical reactions A plus B giving C plus D, delta H naught is given and delta S naught is given in terms of T। आपको बताना है minimum temperature above which it will be spontaneous। okay, all right, तो डेल्टा S पॉजिटिव है यहाँ पे एंड डेल्टा H भी पॉजिटिव है, तो अगर हमारी जो गिब्स हेल्महोल्ट्ज इक्वेशन होती है डेल्टा H G नॉट इक्वल टू डेल्टा H नॉट माइनस T डेल्टा S नॉट, अगर ये दोनों पॉजिटिव हैं तो रिएक्शन विल बी स्पॉन्टेनियस ओनली व्हेन for spontaneity magnitude of T delta S is greater than magnitude of delta H, right, तभी डेल्टा G नेगेटिव होगा। T delta S में T delta S is given as 2T is greater than or equal to delta H which is given as 80 किलो जूल, 80 इंटू 1000 कर देता हूँ जूल में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, क्योंकि डेल्टा एस जूल की यूनिट में दिया हुआ है, तो 2T स्क्वायर इज ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू 80,000, राइट, तो T square is greater than or equal to 200, isn't it? Sorry, 4000, 4000, so T is greater than or equal to 200 Kelvin, that means the minimum temperature जहां से ये रिएक्शन स्पॉन्टेनियस हो जाएगी वो है 200, 40,000 actually, this has to be 40,000, it has to be greater than 200 Kelvin, 200 Kelvin के ऊपर ये रिएक्शन स्पॉन्टेनियस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी, तो योर आंसर हैज टू बी 200, so your answer is 200 Kelvin। फाइन, तो यहाँ पे गिब्स हेल्महोल्ट्ज इक्वेशन का एक सिंपल एप्लीकेशन लगता है स्पॉन्टेनिटी के लिए, और हम सब जानते हैं कि फॉर स्पॉन्टेनिटी डेल्टा जी हैज टू बी नेगेटिव, राइट, डेल्टा जी हैज टू बी नेगेटिव, नेगेटिव होने के लिए आपको टी डेल्टा एस का मैग्नीट्यूड डेल्टा एच से बड़ा रखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि दोनों पॉजिटिव है। ऑलराइट, a proton and lithium nucleus is accelerated by same potential if lambda lithium and lambda proton are d Broglie wavelength of these two, तो मुझे लैम्डा लिथियम और लैम्डा प्रोटॉन निकालना है इन टर्म्स ऑफ समथिंग इनटू 10⁻⁻1। ओके, आपको पता है कि जो डी ब्रॉगली वेवलेंथ होता है दिस इज एक्चुअली h अपॉन स्क्वायर रूट 2m काइनेटिक एनर्जी, है ना, तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी को मैं जब एक्सेलरेट करेंगे किसी पर्टिकुलर पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस से, तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज इक्वल टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज इक्वल टू ई इंटू चार्ज इंटू पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस लिख सकता हूं मैं, तो लैम्डा प्रोटॉन, नो लैम्डा लिथियम, लिथियम एंड यस अपॉन लैम्डा प्रोटॉन कैन बी रिटन एज स्क्वायर रूट मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन इंटू काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ प्रोटॉन, जिसे मैं लिख सकता हूं चार्ज ऑफ प्रोटॉन इंटू पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अपॉन मास ऑफ लिथियम आयन इंटू चार्ज ऑफ लिथियम आयन इंटू पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस जो कि सेम है, तो ये वैल्यू आ जाएगी। अच्छा, मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन इज गिवन, मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन को मैं मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन लिख देता हूं, लिथियम का मास हो जाएगा 8.3 टाइम्स मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन, राइट, और चार्ज ऑफ प्रोटॉन इज लेट्स से E और लिथियम आयन पे 3E है, राइट, तो ये सारा कुछ कैंसिल हो गया, 1 अपॉन स्क्वायर रूट 8.3 इंटू 3, ये निकल के आता है आपका आंसर। तो यहां से अगर आप इसको कैलकुलेट करोगे तो दिस विल बी रफली 1/25 मान लेता हूं अप्रोक्सीमेटली, तो 1/5, तो ये हो गया आपका पॉइंट टू, विच कैन बी रिटन एज 2 इंटू 10⁻⁻1। ऑलराइट, तो आपको जो आंसर में लिखना है वो लिखना है 2, बिकॉज ये बोल रहे हैं कि x इंटू 10⁻⁻1 के फॉर्मेट में आपको आंसर निकाल के फिर x लिखना है, तो x आपका 2 हो गया। गॉट इट। तो सिंपल यहाँ पे आपको डी ब्रॉगली वेवलेंथ के कैलकुलेशन करने के लिए जो फार्मूला यूज करते हैं वो लगाना है बेसिकली। Compound PdCl4.6H2 is a hydrated complex. 1 molar aqueous solution of this has a freezing point this. Assume 100% ionization of complex. Calculate number of water molecules present as a ligand in the complex. मतलब हमें ये कॉम्प्लेक्स का एक्चुअली फार्मूला डिड्यूस करना है, तो उसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि हम आई का वैल्यू निकाल के फिर नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स निकाल लें कि कॉम्प्लेक्स डिसोसिएट होने के बाद कितने पार्टिकल बनाता है। उससे हमें ये आइडिया लग जाएगा कि कितने आयन आउट ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन स्फीयर है, तो हम पता कर पाएंगे कि कितने वाटर मॉलिक्यूल लिगेंड की तरह एक्ट कर रहे हैं। राइट, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल बी राइटिंग डेल्टा टी एफ इक्वल आई इंटू के एफ इंटू मोलैलिटी, राइट, जो बेसिक फार्मूला होता है। डेल्टा टी एफ पानी का जो फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट होता है 273 माइनस 269.28 मस्ट बी इक्वल टू आई, के एफ 1.86 होता है, मोलैलिटी 1 है। ऑलराइट, तो ये आप यहाँ से जब आप आई निकालोगे, आई का वैल्यू 2 आ गया, और आई होता है 1 प्लस एन माइनस 1 इंटू अल्फा इन केस ऑफ डिसोसिएशन, और अल्फा आप 1 लोगे, 100% आयनाइजेशन दिया हुआ है, तो 2 इज इक्वल 1 प्लस एन माइनस 1 इंटू 1, तो n का वैल्यू 2 आ गया। दैट मीन्स 2 पार्टिकल्स आर एक्चुअली फॉर्म्ड व्हेन दिस कंपाउंड गेट्स डिसोसिएटेड। एंड यूजुअली हम लोग हायर ऑक्सीडेशन, हायर कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर की तरफ कॉम्प्लेक्स को बनाते हैं। तो अगर मुझे कॉम्प्लेक्स का फार्मूला डिड्यूस करना हो तो आई वुड प्रीफर कि इसका जो कोऑर्डिनेशन नंबर हो वो 6 हो। तो 6 में से एक जब आप कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाओगे तो एक क्लोरीन आपको बाहर रखना पड़ेगा, राइट। एक क्लोरीन अगर आपने बाहर रखा है तो अंदर 3 क्लोरीन हो गए, तो 3 क्लोरीन के बाद वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स कितने हो गए, H2O होल थ्राइस एंड Cl3। तो ये आपका एक्चुअली कॉम्प्लेक्स हुआ। तो बाकी जो 3 बचे वाटर मॉलिक्यूल उनको मुझे बाहर रखना पड़ेगा एज अ हाइड्रेट। तो नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स प्रेजेंट एज अ लिगेंड इज गोइंग टू बी 3। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे मैंने ये एज्यूम कर लिया है कि मुझे जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल है और क्लोराइड है वो एक तरह का ऑक्टाहेड्रल कॉम्प्लेक्स बना रहा है पैलेडियम के साथ, और इसलिए वाटर मॉलिक्यूल 3 हमें लेने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि एक ही क्लोरीन आप आउटसाइड कोऑर्डिनेशन पे रख सकते हो, बिकॉज डिसोसिएशन होकर ये यही 2 पार्टिकल देगा, यानी ओनली 1 क्लोरीन कैन बी केप्ट आउटसाइड द कोऑर्डिनेशन स्फीयर। ओके, सो आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 3।
Hi everyone, I'm Firoz Khan, Master Teacher of Mathematics here at Vedantu. So in this video, we are going to discuss the mathematics paper which was conducted very recently, right? So see the question on your screen. The first, and this question is from 3-dimension geometry. 3D, what they are saying, write the equation of the line through the point 0, 1, 2 and perpendicular to this given line. So you are given a line here. This is the given line. And we have to draw a line perpendicular to this given line passing through the point 0, 1, 2. Let's say this A point is 0, 1, 2. And let's say this AP line is perpendicular to this given line. So let's find this P point first. P point is lying on this line. So let's take this line as lambda. So any point P on this given line can be written as 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda minus 1, and minus 2 lambda plus 1. 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda minus 1, minus 2 lambda plus 1. Now I can write vector AP. Vector AP is P minus A, position vector of P minus position vector of A. So it is 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda minus 2, and minus 2 lambda minus 1. This is vector AP. 2 lambda plus 1, 3 lambda minus 1 and minus 1 minus 2, minus 2 lambda minus 1. Now, vector along the given line, let's say Q is the vector along the given line. And this vector is basically 2, 3, minus 2, the denominator, 2, 3, minus 2. Or you can say direction ratios of the given line. This is 2, 3, minus 2. So this vector Q, 2i plus 3j minus 2k is along the given line. Now you can clearly see that the AP dot Q is 0. AP and Q are perpendicular vectors, dot product 0. So what will be dot product? Dot product is 4 lambda plus 2, 9 lambda minus 6, and then 4 lambda plus 2. So it is 4 lambda plus 2, 9 lambda minus 6, and 4 lambda plus 2. So what you are getting 9 and 4, 13, 17 lambda. And then 2 and 2, 4 minus 6 minus 2. So lambda is 2 by 17. And when you put lambda 2 by 17, so you get the coordinates of the point P. Coordinates of the point P is 4 plus 17, so 21 by 17. 6 minus 17 minus 11 by 17. And then minus 4 plus 17. Minus 4 plus 17 is 13 by 17. So now you can write the equation of the line AP, required line. The required line is what? When you have 2 points on a line, so let's say x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. So then equation of the line joining x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2 can be written as x minus x1 over x1 minus x2, y minus y1 over y1 minus y2, z minus z1 over z1 minus z2. So your required line is passing through these 2 points A and P. So hence required line is x minus 0 over 0 minus 21 by 17. Then y minus 1 over 1 plus 11 by 17. And then z minus 2 over 2 minus 13 by 17. So now it can be written as x over minus 21, y minus 1 over 28, z minus 2 over, it is 2 minus 13 by 17, 17 actually it is. So this will be 17 into 2, 34 minus 13, 34 minus 13, 21. It can also be written as x over minus 3, just divide the denominator, 7 is the denominator, divide each denominator by 7, so you are getting x by minus 3, y minus 1 by 4, z minus 2 by 3. Means option A is the correct option here, right? Let's see this question. Based on determinant and maximum minimum, you have to find the maximum, in fact minimum value of this determinant. What will be minimum value of this function fx? Fx is given in form of a determinant. So just expand this determinant first. No need to do anything. Just expand it as it is. So when you expand this determinant, straightforward, just expand the determinant. So you will get, in fact, this determinant is of the form ABC, BCA, CAB. So determinant expansion will be 3ABC minus AQ minus BQ minus C cube. A is 4, B is tan x, C is cot x. A is 4, B is tan, so 3ABC, that will be 12. Minus A cube, 4 cube is 64. Minus B cube, tan cube x. Minus C cube, cot cube x. And now it is minus 52 plus minus tan x whole cube or minus tan cube x plus minus cot cube x. And x is given in the second quadrant, pi by 2 to pi. In the second quadrant, tan x and cot x are negative. So hence minus tan cube x and minus cot cube x are positive numbers. Tan x and cot x are negative, but minus tan x and minus cot x are positive number. And you know that sum of any positive number and its reciprocal is always greater than or equal to 2. So hence it is greater than or equal to minus 52 plus 2. So minimum value will be minus 50 here, which is option A. Okay, let's see this question. This is from increasing decreasing functions, monotonicity. You have to check the correct option in which interval function is increasing or decreasing. So let's differentiate the function first. If I differentiate it, let's differentiate it first. The derivative is what? 12x square minus 6x over 6 minus 2 cos x. Then product rule here. So 2 cos x and then minus 2x minus 1 sin x. So this 2 cos x disappears. Now here you are getting 6 cancel. So here you are getting x times 2x minus 1 minus 2x minus 1 sin x. So finally it is 2x minus 1 into x minus sin x. This is the derivative. Now let's check the sign of the derivative. So obviously derivative changes its sign at 0 and half. For x greater than half, both the brackets are positive. Here you will have positive sign. See, x minus sin x is positive for x greater than 0 and x minus sin x is negative for x less than 0. So this one is changing its sign at 0. This one is changing its sign. The sign will be positive, negative, positive. So your function is increasing in minus infinity to 0, union half to infinity, and decreasing between 0 and half. So you can see out of the given option, which option is correct here. So your function is increasing in half to infinity. Means option C is the correct option here. Okay, let's see this question. This is from indefinite integration. You have cos x minus sin x over under root 8 minus sin 2x. Cos x minus sin x over under root 8 minus sin 2x. So if I substitute sin x plus cos x as t here. So after differentiation, it gives you cos x minus sin x dx dt. And when you do squaring here, sin x plus cos x whole square is t square. So sin square x plus cos square x is 1, and then 2 sin x cos x is sin 2x. So 1 plus sin 2x is t square. Just do squaring both sides. Sin square x plus cos square x 1, and then 2 sin x cos x sin 2x, that is t square. So now what is the integration? Numerator is cos x minus sin x dx, which is dt. And denominator is under root 8 minus sin 2x, and sin 2x is what? T square minus 1. Sin 2x, you can see, is t square minus 1. So ultimately you are getting dt over under root 9 minus t square, means 3 square minus t square. Its integration is sin inverse t by 3 plus c. And t is what? T is sin x plus cos x. So you got sin inverse sin x plus cos x over 3 plus c. Now if you compare this answer with the right hand side, so you can see that in place of b you are getting 3, and in place of a you are getting 1. So hence a comma b is 1 comma 3. Means C option is the correct option here, right? P and Q are two positive numbers satisfying these two equations. Then you have to get a quadratic whose roots are P and Q. Means form a quadratic equation whose roots are P and Q. So see, P raised to 4 plus Q raised to 4 is 272. And p raised to 4 plus q raised to 4 can be written as p square plus q square whole square minus 2 times p square q square. It is 272. Now this p square plus q square whole square, it can be further written as p plus q whole square minus 2pq, and then square again, minus 2p square q square. It is 272. P square plus q square can be further written as p plus q whole square minus 2pq. Now put the value here. P plus q is 2, so it is 4 minus 2pq whole square minus 2p square q square is 272. Expand it, so you will get 16 minus 16pq plus 4p square q square minus 2p square, so plus 2p square q square. It is 272. 16, 2ab is minus 16pq, and then 4p square q square minus 2p square. 2 can be cancelled, so you are getting p square q square minus 8pq, and 2 cancel, so it is 8, and this is 136. So 8 minus 136, 8 minus 136 is minus 128. Now it can be factorized easily. Its factors are pq minus 16 and pq plus 8. P and q are positive numbers, so therefore pq is equal to 16 will be taken, pq is equal to minus 8 will be rejected. So now you know that your quadratic has sum of roots 2, sum p plus q is the sum of roots, which is 2, and product of roots is 16. So hence what will be the quadratic equation? Your quadratic equation is x square minus sum of the roots, which is 2, plus product of the roots, which is 16. So this is the quadratic, x square minus 2x plus 16, which is option C, right? See this question. This is from area. We have to get the area bounded by this curve and y is equal to 3. Area bounded by the curve, this curve, and y is equal to 3. So let's draw this curve first. See, this curve can be written as, if x is less than 1, so then it is x minus 1 and x minus 2 both are negative. So you will get minus x minus 2x. And then you will get what? 1 plus 2, 3. So when x is less than 1, it is minus 2x plus 3. When x is less than 1, x minus 1, x minus 2 both are negative. So hence it will be minus x plus 1 and then minus x plus 2. Now when I take x between 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So now x minus 1 is positive, but x minus 2 is still negative. So you will get x minus 1, and here you will get what? Minus x plus 2. Sorry, x minus 2 will be, my bad. When I take x between 1 and 2, so x minus 1 is positive, x minus 2 is still negative. So I will get x minus 1 and then minus x plus 2, x cancel. So you are getting 1 here. And finally, for x greater than or equal to 2, both positive, so it is 2x minus 3. So now let's draw the graph. See, between 1 and 2, it is constant. Between 1 and 2, it is constant. 1. So this point is 2, 1, and this point is 1, 1. Now for greater than 2, it is increasing line, 2x minus 3, will line with slope 2. So for greater than 2, line will go up like this. This line is y is equal to 2x minus 3. And for less than 1, it is a decreasing line, minus 2x plus 3. So this line will be something like this. This this is the line. This line is y is equal to minus 2x plus 3. Now we have one more line, y is equal to 3. So let's say this is the line, y is equal to 3. If you solve y is equal to 3 with this line 2x minus 3, here y coordinate is 3, y coordinate is 3, so then x coordinate is also 3. This point is 3, 3. Here also y coordinate 3, and when you put y coordinate, this point is 0, 3. So this is the area that you have to find, and it is clearly a trapezium. It is clearly a trapezium. So this area will be what? Area of trapezium half sum of parallel sides. So this side is 1, this side is 1, this side 0, 3 to 3, 3. So this side is 3, and distance between the parallel sides. So this line, the lower line, this line is y is equal to 1, this line is y is equal to 3. So distance between the parallel sides is 2. Hence area is 4 here. Option C is the correct option. See this question. A natural number is in this form: 2 raised to x, 3 raised to y, 5 raised to z. And y and z satisfy these two equations. Obviously x, y, z are natural numbers here, and y, z satisfy these two equations. So then the number of odd divisors of n, including 1. So see, y plus z is 5. It is given. And from the second equation, 1 by y plus 1 by z is 5 by 3. So this gives you yz is equal to 3. Now what will be the number of odd divisors? Number of odd divisors. The number of odd divisors will be y plus 1, z plus 1. C factor will be of the form 2 raised to a, 3 raised to b, 5 raised to c only. But since your factor is odd, so a can be 1 only. So a can be 1 only. B can be anything from 0 to y. So hence y plus 1 option. C can be anything from 0 to z, z plus 1 option. Now if you multiply it, so you are getting yz plus y plus z plus 1. And you can see yz is 3, y plus z is 5 plus 1. So hence number of odd divisors is 9 here. Let me check. It will be yz. 9 is not there. Yz plus y plus z plus 1. Oh, my bad. Yz is not 3. It is 5 by 6 here. Not 5 by 3. So 1 by y plus 1 by z is 5 by 6. I've written 5 by 3. So yz is actually 6. So yz is 6 plus 5 plus 1. So it is 12. Means D option is the correct option here. See this question. They are saying that what will be the lowest integer greater than this number? Lowest integer greater than this number. So actually you can see that this number is of the form 1 plus 1 by n raised to n. And n is a very large number. N is a very large number. N is 10 raised to 100. And now you know that when I take n very large, let's say n is approaching to infinity. So 1 plus 1 by n raised to n, this limit will be e. So when n is a large number, this quantity will be approximately e. It will be approaching to e. And e is roughly what? 2.71. So hence, the least integer which is greater than this number, that will be 3. So the least integer which is greater than this number will be 3. See this question. NPR is NPR plus 1. NCR is NCR minus 1. So what will be R here? So NPR can be written as n factorial over n minus r factorial. And NPR plus 1 is n factorial over n minus r minus 1 factorial. Right. So when you simplify it, you will get what? N factorial cancel, n minus r minus 1 factorial also cancel. So you are getting n minus r is equal to 1. Just simplify it. Now the second equation is NCR over NCR minus 1. It is 1. And there is a direct formula. NCR over NCR minus 1 can be written as n minus r plus 1 over r. This is a direct formula. NCR over NCR minus 1, n minus r plus 1 over r. It is 1. And we already found here n minus r is 1. So if I put n minus r as 1 in the numerator, so it is 1 plus 1 by r, 1. And hence r is 2 here. So r will be 2. Means option D is the correct option here. Okay, see this question. This is from probability. So x is a random variable and probability for x is equal to 0 is half. And probability for x is equal to j is 1 by 3 raised to j. J can vary anything from 1 to infinity. You can say j is a natural number. So then you have to find the mean of this distribution and probability when x is positive and even. Two things you have to find: mean of this probability distribution and the probability when x is positive and even. So let's find the mean first. Mean can also be written as expectation of x. So let's find expectation of x. So this will be simply sigma r into probability of x is equal to r. See, for r, if I put r is equal to 0, so this product will be 0. So let's say start r from 1 to infinity. Corresponding to 0, you are getting 0 here. So now this is r varying from 1 to infinity, r. And probability of x is equal to r is 1 by 3 raised to r. So now you can see that it is an arithmetic or geometric progression. Actually, it is 1 by 3, then 2 into 3 by square, then 3 into 3 by 3 into 1 by 3 cube, like this. So this is an AGP. This is an AGP. Let's say the sum is S. This sum is, let's say, S. So S is basically what? S is basically 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 square plus 3 by 3 cube plus 4 by 3 raised to 4 up to infinity. Now if I multiply both sides by common ratio of the GP, means if I multiply both sides by 1 over 3 to S by 3, I will get 1 by 3 square, 2 by 3 cube, 3 by 3 raised to 4 up to infinity. Now if I subtract S minus S by 3, it is 2S by 3. And on the right side, you are getting 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 3 cube up to infinity. So now it is 2S by 3. Right side is an infinite GP with first term 1 by 3, common ratio 1 by 3. And sum of infinite GP is what? A over 1 minus R. The first term is 1 by 3. 1 minus common ratio is also 1 by 3. So you are getting what? 2S by 3, 1 by 3 and denominator 2 by 3 to half. So this gives you S is equal to 3 by 4. So mean is 3 by 4. Mean or expectation, you can say it is 3 by 4. The next thing I have to find the probability when x is even and positive. Means you have to find the probability of x is equal to 2 plus probability of x is equal to 4 plus probability of x is equal to 6, like that up to infinity. So obviously probability of x is equal to j is 1 by 3 raised to j. It is 1 by 3 square, then 1 by 3 4, then 1 by 3 6, and this is infinity. Now again this is an infinite GP with first term 1 by 9, common ratio also 1 by 9. 9 cancel, so this is 1 by 8. The mean is 3 by 4 and the probability of even number, positive even number, is 1 by 8. So option D should be the correct option here. 3 by 4 and 1 by 8. See this question. This is from complex numbers and again an infinite GP also. So first they are saying that the number of solutions of this equation is n, and then after getting n, find this sum of infinite GP. So first I have to get the number of solutions of this equation. So see, this equation can also be written as z square is equal to minus 3z bar. If I take mod both sides, so mod z square is 3 mod z bar, and mod z bar is same as mod z. So I can write mod z square minus 3 mod z 0. So two possibilities, either mod z is 0 or 3. Now if mod z is 0, so then z is 0. If mod z is 0, so then there is only one possibility, z is 0. Now if mod z is 3, if mod z is 3, so then mod z square will be 9, and mod z square can be written as z into z conjugate. So z into z conjugate is 9. That means I can write z conjugate as 9 by z. Now if I put the value of z conjugate here in this equation, so I have z square plus 3 times z conjugate. Z conjugate is 9 by z. It is 0. So you are getting z cube plus 270. And since it is a cubic equation, so you will get 3 roots from here. 3 roots. So ultimately you are getting 4 values of z. How you are getting 4 values of z? One value is 0, which you got here, z is equal to 0, and 3 roots of this equation. The total 4 solutions you are getting, means n is 4 actually, means n is 4. And since n is 4, so I can write this summation as k varying from 0 to infinity 1 by 4 raised to k. And now when you put k varying from 0 to infinity, so it is an infinite GP with first term 1, common ratio 1 by 4, infinite GP. So a over 1 minus r, 1 first term, 1 minus r, r1 by 4. So it is 4 by 3. Means C is the correct answer here, right? Okay, see this question. You are given an ellipse here, E1. A greater than B means it is a horizontal ellipse. This ellipse is E1. Another ellipse we have E2, and this E2 touches E1 at the ends of major axis. And the foci of E2 are the ends of minor axis of E1. One more thing is given, E1 and E2 have same eccentricities. So what will be this eccentricity? So actually, first you have an ellipse, horizontal ellipse. Let's draw a horizontal ellipse first. Let's say this is x-axis, major axis. And this is y-axis. Now we have another ellipse. This point is basically a comma 0 minus a comma 0. This point is 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b. Now you have another ellipse which touches this given ellipse at a comma 0 and minus a comma 0, and 0 comma b and 0 comma minus b are the foci of the second ellipse. So obviously your second ellipse will be vertical ellipse, something like this. It will go up like this, then come down. Same here. So this is the second ellipse, let's say. So E1 is already given, x square over a square plus y square over b square is equal to 1. And let's say this second ellipse cuts y-axis at 0 comma c and 0 comma minus c. So hence E2 can be written as x square over a square plus y square over c square is equal to 1. X square over a square plus y square over c square is equal to 1. Because it is cutting y-axis at c. Now 0 comma b its focus. 0 comma b is its focus. So that means this distance, the distance of center and focus, this distance should be CE. So I can say that B is equal to CE. B is equal to CE. This distance. Now B square will be what? C square E square. B square will be C square E square. And B square can also be written as A square 1 minus E square if E is the eccentricity of this ellipse also. So B square can be written as A square 1 minus E square. And do we have a relation between C and B also? C and A also. So this distance I got what? This distance I got C. So B is C. Okay. And eccentricity, if I find, let's find the eccentricity of this. Let's find the eccentricity of this ellipse. So for this ellipse, I can write A square is equal to C square 1 minus E square. For this vertical ellipse, A square will be C square 1 minus E square. Right? A square is, so it is A square C square minus CE square. And C is B. So you are getting A square is equal to C square minus B square. So we got C square is equal to A square plus B square. Now from this equation, if I do squaring here, so B square is C square, A square. B square can be written as C square. C square is what? A square plus B square, E square. Now B square can be written as A square 1 minus E square. So this is A square. B square is A square 1 minus E square into E square. So finally I'm getting what? I'm getting 1 minus E square here. And here I'm getting 2 minus E square into E square. So this will become finally E raised to 4 minus 3E square plus 1 0. Using quadratic formula, if I find E square here, so E square will be 3 plus minus root 5 by 2. But eccentricity of ellipse must be less than 1. E square cannot be greater than 1. So 3 plus root 5 by 2 will be rejected. Consider only 3 minus root 5 by 2. This is E square. But you have to find E. You have to find E. So this 3 minus root 5 by 2, it can also be written as root 5 minus 1 by 2 whole square. Just check it carefully. If you write root 5 minus 1 by 2 whole square, you will get the same thing. So hence eccentricity will be what? Root 5 minus 1 by 2. Means option C is the correct option here. Okay, see this question. You are given a differential equation here. Y pi by 4 is 0. So then what will be y0 plus 1 whole square? So see this differential equation is what? If I divide the whole equation by cosecant square x dx, what I'm doing? I'm dividing the whole equation by cosecant square x dx. So I will get dy by dx plus 2 by cosecant square x means 2 sine square x. And on the right side, I will get 1 plus y cos 2x. And now you can see that it is dy by dx minus y cos 2x. And then 1 minus 2 sine square x, which is cos 2x only. 1 minus 2 sine. And now you can clearly see it is a linear differential equation. dy by dx p by q. So its integrating factor is what? E raised to p dx, means cos 2x dx. So integrating factor is e raised to minus half sine 2x. Integration of cos 2x is sine 2x by. So now what will be the solution? Left side is y into integrating factor, y into integrating factor, and right side is q into integrating factor, q into integrating factor. So left side y into integrating factor, right side q into integrating factor. So now I'm getting y e raised to minus half sine 2x. Now on the right side you can see if I substitute this half sine 2x as t, if I substitute this half sine 2x as t, so its derivative will be, let's substitute this half sine 2x as t. So derivative will be what? Cos 2x dx will be dt. So this will become e raised to minus t dt, which is e raised to minus half sine 2x only. Integration of e raised to minus t is minus e raised to minus t plus c. Now if I divide the whole equation by e raised to minus half sine 2x, so I'm getting y is equal to c times e raised to half sine 2x minus 1. Now they have given y pi by 4 0, means pi by 4 comma 0 satisfies it. Y pi by 4 is 0. So just put x is equal to pi by 4, y is equal to 0. So when you put y 0, x is equal to pi by 4, so this will become what? This will become c e raised to sine pi by 2 is 1, to e raised to half minus 1. So this gives you c is equal to e raised to minus half. This gives you c is equal to e raised to minus half. Now what they are asking, y0. So if I put x0, so y0 will be what? Y0 will be c minus 1. Just put x is equal to 0. So y will be c minus 1. So y0 plus 1, y0 plus 1 whole square, that will be c square. And c square is obviously e raised to minus 1. Means option C is the correct option here. Okay. See this question. This is from arithmetic progression. Sum of 10 terms of this arithmetic progression is 530 and sum of 5 terms is 140. So then what will be sum of 20 terms minus sum of 6 terms? So let's write sum of 10 terms first. Sum of 10 terms will be 10 by 2, 2a plus 10 minus 1d, 9d. It is 530. Sum of 10 terms 10 by 2, 2a plus 10 minus 1, which is 9d, is 530. So I'm getting what? I'm getting 2a plus 9d, 53 into 2, 106. Sum of 10 terms. Now let's write sum of 5 terms. So that will be 5 by 2, 2a plus 5 minus 1d, means 4d. And this sum is 140. So this will give you 2a plus 4d. This is equal to 28 into 256. Now if you subtract the second equation from the first equation, so you are getting 5d is equal to 50. D is 10 here. And when you put d is equal to 10, so 2a will be 16, a will be 8. Now a is 8, d is 10. What they are asking? They are asking S20 minus S6. S20 will be 20 by 2, 2a plus 19d. And S6 will be 6 by 2, 2a plus 5d. And just substitute the values of a and d, you will get your answer. So when you substitute A and D, ultimately 1862 is the correct answer. Okay, see this question. This is from continuity. This function is said to be continuous for all real numbers. So what is A plus B here? So since the function is continuous for all x, obviously it is continuous at 0 and 1. So first check at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, obviously left hand limit and right hand limit should be same. Now what is the left hand limit at x is equal to 0? So on the left side of 0, your function is sin x minus e raised to x. When x approaches to 0, the left hand limit is 0 minus 1. And on the right side of 0, your function is a plus integral part of minus x. So when you take x slightly greater than 0, means x positive, so it will be a minus 1. Since x is positive, the integral part of minus x will become minus 1. So a is 0 straight away. Now at x is equal to 1, again left hand limit and right hand limit should be same. On the left side of 1, your limit is what? When x is less than 1. When x is slightly less than 1. So this minus x will become negative. Let's say x is, 0.99. So this will become minus 0.99. Minus 0.99 means minus 1. So this is a minus 1. And on the right side, you are getting what? Where x greater than 1. When x approaches to 1, it is 2 minus b. A is 0. So you got b is equal to 3. Just put a 0. So b will be 3. And hence a plus b is also 3 here. Means option B is the correct option. Okay, see this question. This is from definite integration. Gx is 0 to x ft dt. F is continuous in the interval 0 to 3. Ft lies between 1 by 3 and 1 when t belongs to 0 to 1. And ft lies between 0 and half when t belongs to 1 to 3. So then the largest possible interval in which G3 lies. Means in which of these intervals G3 will lie. So see, here G3 is what? G3 is 0 to 3 ft dt. Right? And we can see that in 0 to 1, ft lies between 1 by 3 and 1. And in 1 to 3, ft lies between 0 and half. So I will break this into intervals 0 to 1 ft dt. And then 1 to 3 ft dt. 0 to 1 ft dt and 1 to 3 ft dt. Now when t belongs to 0 to 1, ft lies between 1 by 3 and 1. Ft lies between 1 by 3 and 1. So hence 0 to 1 ft dt, 0 to 1 ft dt, it lies between 0 to 1, 1 by 3 dt and 0 to 1, 1 dt. So that means 0 to 1 ft dt lies between 1 by 3 and 1 only. And 1 to 3 ft dt, 1 to 3 ft dt, it lies between 1 to 3, 0 dt and 1 to 3, half dt. So hence this 1 to 3 ft dt lies between here 0 and here 3 by 2. And now if I add these two, just add these two inequality, so 0 to 1 ft dt plus 1 to 3 ft dt. This lies between 1 by 3 plus 0, 1 by 3 and 1 plus 3 by 2, 1 plus 3 by 2, which is 5 by 2. In fact, I have done a calculation error here. This will become actually half dt, so it will be 1 actually here. So it is 2. And this quantity is simply G3. So hence G3 lies between 1 by 3 and 2, means option C. Right? Okay, let's see this question. This is from ITF, inverse trigonometric functions. I have to get cosecant 2 cot inverse 5 plus cos inverse 4 by 5. So let's get the value of this 2 cot inverse 5 first. So 2 cot inverse 5 can be written as 2 tan inverse 1 by 5. For positive number, cot inverse x can be written as tan inverse 1 by x. Now use the formula 2 tan inverse x. 2 tan inverse x is tan inverse 2x over 1 minus x square, when x lies between minus 1 and 1. And obviously x lies between minus 1 and 1 here. So 2 tan inverse x is tan inverse 2x over 1 minus x square. So this is tan inverse 2 into 5, 10, 10 by 24. 10 by 24 means 5 by 12. So this 2 cot inverse 5 is actually tan inverse 5 by 12. Right? So now I can say that this 2 cot inverse 5 plus cos inverse 4 by 5. 2 cot inverse 5 plus cos inverse 4 by 5. Let's find the value of 2 cot inverse 5 plus cos inverse 4 by 5 first. The 2 cot inverse 5 is tan inverse 5 by 12. And this cos inverse 4 by 5, if I convert in terms of tan inverse, the tan will be what? P by B. So P will be 3 and B will be 4. P by B. B is 4, P will be 3. Now use tan inverse x plus tan inverse y formula. So it is tan inverse x plus y over 1 minus xy. And clearly xy is less than 1 here. Now if you simplify, so you are getting tan inverse numerator. LCM will be what? LCM will be 12. So you are getting what? Tan inverse 5 and plus 9. 5 here. Yes, 14 by 12 in the numerator. And in the denominator, you are getting what? You are getting 1 minus 5 by 16. Yes, 5 by 16. So 1 minus 5 by 16. 1 minus 5 by 16 is 11 by 16. So ultimately it is tan inverse 14 by 12 into 16 by 11. Am I doing some mistake? Cos is B by H, B4, H5, B3. So tan is P by B. It is correct. Here it is correct or not? 2 by 5 and 24 by 25. So it will become 10 by 24. It is also correct. 5 by 12 plus 3 by 4. 1 minus 5 by 12 into 3 by 4. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. The numerator LCM is 12. So it is 5 plus 9, 14 by 12. It is correct. And denominator is what? 5 by 12 into 3 by 4. So it is 5 by 16. 16 minus 5, 11 by 16. I think it is correct. So then it is tan inverse. Cancel it. So this will be 3. This will be 4. So I'm getting tan inverse 56 by 33. Right? So now you have to get the value of this cosecant tan inverse 56 by 3. So you have to get cosecant tan inverse 56 by 33. So let's convert this tan inverse in terms of cosecant inverse. or let's suppose this is cosecant theta, where tan inverse 56/33 is taken as theta. So tan theta will be 56/33. So ultimately it is 56 here, 33 here, it is theta here. So hypotenuse will be 65. So hence cosecant theta will be h/p. So it is 65/56. Means A option is the correct option here. Okay, let's see this question. This is from limits. N is approaching to infinity, and you have to get this limit, integral part of r plus integral part of 2r up to integral part of nr over n square. So I can write this limit as limit n approaching to infinity sigma integral part of kr. K is varying from 1 to n divided by n square. 1r, 2r, 3r up to nr. And see, this integral part of kr always lies between kr minus 1 and kr. Integral part of x always lies between x minus 1 and x. So hence if I take summation here, summation integral part of kr, k varying from 1 to n, so it will be less than or equal to r. Summation k is n plus 1 by 2. Here also less than r n plus 1 by 2 minus summation 1. Summation 1 is n. Now if I divide by n square, if I divide by n square here, the sigma integral part of kr, r varying from 1 to not r, k varying from 1 to n, k varying from 1 to n over, let's divide by n square. So here you will get r 1 plus 1 by n over 2. Just divide by n square here. So it will be 1 plus 1 by n divided by 2. And here you will get r 1 plus 1 by n divided by 2 minus 1 by n. And since n is approaching to infinity, the 1 by n will become 0. This will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. So hence you can say that when n is approaching to infinity, this right hand side, this one is approaching to r by 2. And this left hand side, this one is also approaching to r by 2. So hence by sandwich theorem, you can say that the required limit is also r by 2. Means option B is the correct option here. Okay, see this question. This is from matrices. B is the adjoint of A. A matrix is given to you. And B31 is 4. B31 is 4. And B31 is actually what? B31 is cofactor of A13. Why it is cofactor of A13? Because when you find adjoint, what you do? First you replace each element of A with the cofactor and then you take transpose. So actually this B31 is the transpose of B13, right? So hence cofactor of A13 will be 4 here. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say here. When you take adjoint, when you find adjoint, each element are replaced by its cofactor. Each element is replaced by its cofactor, and then you take transpose. So after taking transpose, this is actually B31, right? So adjoint A is B31. In adjoint A, whatever element is there at B31 position, B31 means third row here, at this position, B31. So if I take its transpose again, so it will go here actually. So ultimately this B31 is nothing but is nothing but cofactor of A13. And what will be cofactor of A13? Just check the cofactor of A13. That will be 2A. Just check. Cofactor of A13 means you are taking the cofactor of this element 3. So that will be 2A. 2A is 4. So hence A will be 2. A will be 2 means this option is false. Now let's find determinant of A. Just expand through the third column. So with 3 you will get 2A, 3 into 2A. And then minus 1 into, with minus 1 you will get what? This one, and this one gives a plus 2 minus 2, 0. So actually it is 6A. A is 2, so it is 12. Determinant of A is 12. Means, and determinant of A is 12. So obviously determinant of B, which is determinant of adjoint A, will be 12A square, 144. So hence this option is correct. And what will be AB? AB will be A multiplied with adjoint A. B is adjoint A. A into adjoint A is determinant of A into I. And determinant of A is what? Determinant of A is 12. So it will be 12I. Means this one is also false. So B option is correct option here. See this question. If the letters of the word eclave are arranged so that any two of the vowels are together, two are together but not all three, and third is not adjacent to other, means two should be together but not all three should be together, then how many such arrangements are possible? How many such arrangements are possible? So see, they are saying that only two vowels should be together, exactly two, not three. So what you can do, first write the total number of arrangements and then subtract when no vowel is together, first case, and when all vowels are together. No vowels are together, that will be subtracted. All vowels are together, that should also be subtracted. So then remaining cases, two will be together. So what I will write? I will write total number of arrangements minus all vowels together minus no vowels together. Now what will be the total number of arrangements? So see, in Eklavya you have 7 letters, out of which A is 2 times. So total number of arrangement is 7 factorial over 2 factorial. This is the total number of arrangements. Now I'm writing the number of arrangements when all vowels are together. So when all vowels are together, so E, A and A are together. E, A and A are together. E, A are together. So consider them as a single unit, as a single letter, and remaining 4 letters are K, L, V, Y. So in fact, you can say that now you have 5 letters, 4 consonants, and these 3 vowels, consider them as a single letter. So these 5 letters will be arranged in 5 factorial ways. These 5 letters will be arranged in 5 factorial ways. But the 3 vowels which are together can be arranged among themselves, and these 3 vowels can be arranged among themselves in 3 factorial over 2 factorial ways. The 3 vowels which are together can be arranged among themselves in 3 factorial over 2 factorial ways, because you have 2A here. So this is the number of ways when all vowels are together. Now I will also subtract when no 2 vowels are together. No 2 vowels are together means you first arrange these 4 letters K, L, V, Y. So these 4 letters can be arranged in 4 factorial ways. Now you can see that there are 5 gaps, 4 between the letters and 2 at the ends. So out of these 5 gaps, choose 3 gaps for the 3 vowels, because I am writing no vowels are together. No 2 vowels together. No 2 vowels together. So that means out of these 5 gaps, 3 gaps are selected. And in these 3 gaps, 3 vowels will be arranged in 3 factorial over 2 factorial ways. Because out of 3 vowels, 2 are same. So hence 3 factorial over 2 factorial. So this should be your required answer. Just calculate it. You will get it the final answer. See, 7 factorial is 5040 over 2. So it is 2520. 5 factorial is 120 into 3. 4 factorial is 24. 5C3 is 10 into 3. So you got 2520 minus 1360 minus 720. So ultimately it is 2520 minus 1080. And when you subtract 2520 minus 1080, so you will get 252 minus 108, 52 minus 144. So 1440. This should be the answer here. 1440. See this question. A line L is passing through the origin and is perpendicular to these two given lines L1 and L2. Right? Perpendicular to these two given lines L1 and L2. Now, if the coordinates of the point in the first octant on L2 at a distance of root 17 unit from the point of intersection of L and L1 are ABC, so what will be 18 times A plus B plus C? So first I have to write the equation of the line L, which is passing through the origin and it is perpendicular to both the lines. Right? So now what is the vector along the first line? Vector along the first line, let me call this vector as B1. Vector along the first line is I plus 2j plus 2k. So actually it is 1, 2, 2. I, ti, 2tj, 2tk. So I plus 2j plus 2k. And vector along the second line, it is 2i, 2j, k, 2, 2, 1. 2i, 2j, k. Since the required line L is perpendicular to both L1 and L2, so hence the vector along the line L is nothing but B1 cross B2. So let's find B1 cross B2 now. B1 cross B2 is what? I, j, k, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Let's expand it. So you are getting 4 minus 2, 2i, 4 minus 2. Then with j you are getting what? 2 minus 4 minus 2j means plus 2j. And with k you are getting 1 minus 4, 1 minus 4, so minus 3k. 2i plus 2j minus 3k. Let's check once again. B1 vector is 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Yes. B2 vector is 2, 2, 1. Cross product is 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. So 4 minus 2, yes, 2i. Then with j, I'm getting 2 minus 4, 2 minus 4 minus 2, but plus 2j. And then k, 1 minus 4, yes, minus 3k. So hence the line L1 can be written as line L1 is passing through origin and its direction ratio, not L1, L actually. The line L is passing through origin and its direction ratios are 2, 2, minus 3. So line L is basically x over 2, y over 2, z over minus 3. This is the line L. Now I have to find the point of intersection of L and L1. Now I have to find the point of intersection of L and L1. So see, L1 line can also be written like this. I can also write L1 line. L1 line is passing through 3 minus 1, 4. So x minus 3 and its direction ratios are 1, 2, 2. So x minus 3 by 1, y plus 1 by 2, z minus 4 by 2. This is the line L1. Line L1 is passing through the point 3 minus 1, 4 to x minus 3, y plus 1, z minus 4. Direction ratios are 1, 2, 2. Now I have to get the intersection of L and L1. L and L1. So let's say the intersection of L and L1 is P. So P point I can choose on L in lambda form. P can be taken as 2 lambda minus 3 lambda. Let's say P is the point of intersection of L and L1. So this P must satisfy the line L1 also. So just put this P point in L1. So you will get what? 2 lambda minus 3, 2 lambda plus 1 by 2. Put here 2 lambda minus 3, 2 lambda plus 1 by 2. So it is 4 lambda minus 6, 2 lambda plus 1. 4 lambda minus 6, 2. So it is 2 lambda is 7. Lambda is 7 by 2. So hence you can say that your point P is what? 7, 7 and minus 21 by 2. This is the point of intersection of L and L1. Now you have to choose a point on L2 at a distance of root 17 unit from the point of intersection of L and L1. So what is the point on L2? So see, point on L2, let's say point on L2 are given as ABC. So point on L2 ABC is basically nothing but this point 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, 2 plus s. So point is 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, 2 plus s. Let me call this point Q. Q is ABC. 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, 2 plus s. And now the distance between P and Q is given as root 17. So use the distance formula. So you will get 2s. 3 plus 2s minus 7. So 2s minus 4 whole square. 3 plus 2s minus 7. Again 2s minus 4 whole square. And then 2 plus s plus 21 by 2. So s plus 2 plus 21 by 2 whole square. It is 17. Now just solve this. You will get a quadratic in s. And you will get two values of s from here. But you will take only that value of s for which ABC are positive, because they are saying that point ABC lies in the first octant. So ABC should be positive. So let me check now. Point of intersection, they have found 2, minus 3 and 2. And I got what? Point of intersection of L and L1. I've got a completely different point. They got the point as 2, minus 3 and 2. And I got a completely different point. So my line is minus 2, 3, minus 2. Let me check. So I am doing some calculation error. They have taken 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. So direction ratio is minus 2, 3, minus 2. And I have got 2, 2, minus 3. How? 1, 2, 2. Let me check what mistake I'm doing. Let me check once again what mistake. So 1, 2, 2, the direction ratio of the first line is correct. Let me check here itself. Direction ratio of the line L1 is 1, 2, 2. That's what I've taken. Direction ratio of line L2, 2, 2, 1. L is perpendicular to both L1 and L2. So direction ratio of L will be what? I, J, K, I, J, K. And then 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2. Oh, I've taken 2, 1, 2. Actually, it is 2, 2, 1. Oh, let me check. I think I've taken 2, 1, 2 here. Oh, this blunder. See, B2 is actually 2, 2, 1. And I have taken 2, 1, 2. So that's why all calculation went wrong here. So I have to redo all these calculations. No, my bad. Oh, I have to do all the calculation again because I have taken this last row wrong here. Actually, you can see that what mistake I've done. It was 1, 2, 2 and 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1. And I have taken 2, 1, 2 actually. Now what will be this? With I will get 2 minus 4, 2 minus 4, yes, it is minus 2i, 2 minus 4. With j, I will get, with j, I will get 1 minus 4 to plus 3j. And with k, I will get 2 minus 4 again, 2 minus 4 again to minus 2k. So it should be 2 minus 2i plus 3j minus 2k. Now let me check. They are getting same. Yes, minus 2i plus 3j minus 2k. So now I can say that my required line L is x over minus 2, y over 3, z over minus 2. This is the required line L, x over minus 2, y over 3, z over minus 2. Now let's find the point of intersection of L and L1. So let's say P is the point of intersection of L and L1. So any point P on L can be taken as minus 2 lambda, 3 lambda, minus 2 lambda. And since it lies on L1 here, it lies on L1 here. So I can write minus 2 lambda minus 3 is 3 lambda plus 1 by 2. Minus 2 lambda minus 3, 3 lambda plus 1 by 2. So this is what? Minus 4 lambda minus 6, 3 lambda plus 1. So I'm getting what? I'm getting minus 7 lambda is equal to 7. So lambda will be minus 1. And hence this P point is 2 minus 3, 2. Let me check. I don't want to take any risk now of doing the calculation again. So it is 2 minus 3, 2. Yes, P point is 2 minus 3, 2. Now I have to choose a point ABC. Let's say this point is Q, ABC on L2. So obviously on L2, point can be taken as 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, and 2 plus s. And they have given that the distance of this point Q from P is root 17. So PQ distance is root 17. This is what they have given. So now use distance formula. So 3 plus 2s minus 2. So it is actually 2s plus 1 whole square. 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s plus 3. So it is 2s plus 6 whole square. And 2 plus s minus 2, so s square. This will be 17. This will be 17. 2s plus 1 whole square, 2s plus 6 whole square, plus s square is 17. Now just solve this quadratic. You will get a quadratic in s here. And from here you will get two values of s. So when you solve this quadratic, 2s plus 1 whole square, 6 plus 2s whole square, s square, this quadratic. So you will get two values of s. Minus 2 and minus 10 by 9. Now Q point is what? 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, 2 plus s. They have given that this Q point lies in the first octant. It lies in the first octant. So hence 3 plus 2s, 3 plus 2s, 2 plus s all should be positive. So s obviously should be greater than minus 2. So hence minus 2 will be rejected. Just take s is equal to minus 10 by 9. Now what they are asking? What they are asking actually in the question? So in the question they are asking 18 times a plus b plus c. They are asking 18 times a plus b plus c. So 18 times a plus b plus c. A is 3 plus 2s. B is again 3 plus 2s. And c is 2 plus s. So you are getting 18 times 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8. 2s and 2s, 4s plus s, 5s. So this is 18 times 8 plus 5s. And s is what? S is minus 10 by 9. So it is 18 times 8 minus 50 by 9. 18 times 72 minus 50. 72 minus 50 is 22 by 9. So ultimately it should be 44. So hence 44 should be the correct answer. Okay, see this question. They are saying that this function is continuous at x is equal to fx is continuous at x is equal to 2. Px is a polynomial function here, and p double dash x is always a constant. P3 is 9, so what will be P5? So since p double dash x is always a constant, so hence Px must be a quadratic. Px must be a quadratic. And you can see that since function is continuous at x is equal to 2, so hence limit x approaching to 2fx, function fx is continuous at x is equal to 2. So limit x approaching to 2fx must be equal to f2, which is 7. And limit x approaching to 2fx, fx is what? Fx is px over sine x minus 2. This limit must be 7. And since denominator is approaching to 0, so then numerator must be approaching to 0. Numerator must be approaching to 0. So P2 must be 0. And since P2 must be 0, so x minus 2 must be a factor of Px. And Px is a quadratic as second derivative is constant. So I can assume Px as one factor will be x minus 2. And let's say its other factor is ax plus b. So I can assume Px like this, x minus 2 into ax plus b to put here. So this is limit x approaching to 2. Px is x minus 2 into ax plus b over sine x minus 2. This is 7. Now theta over sine theta is 1. Theta over sine theta is 1. And when you put x is equal to 2, you will get 2a plus b is equal to 7. One more information is given. P3 is 9. P3 is 9. So P3 is what? From here, P3 will be 3a plus b. You can check. Put x is equal to 3. So P3 will be 3a plus b. So 3a plus b is 9. If you solve these two equations, just subtract. So a will be 2. And when a is 2, so b will be 3. So hence you can say that if px is x minus 2, ax plus b, a is 2, b is 3. Now what they are asking p5. 5 minus 2 is 3. And 10 plus 3, 13. So p5 will be 39. So 39 should be the correct answer here, right? So you have to find the remainder here when 7 raised to 103 is divided by 17. So since you are dividing by 17, so try to bring a multiple of 7 in the base. A multiple of 17 in the base. So see, actually 7 square will be 49. 49 can be written as 51 minus 2. 51 is a multiple of 17. So I can write it as 7 square raised to 51. So it is 7 raised to 102. 1 7 here. Now this is 7. 49. 49 is 51 minus 2 raised to 51. Since you are dividing by 17, so 51 is already divided. 51 is already divisible by 17. So this can be erased. Just erase it. So now you are left with 7 into minus 2 raised to 51. Now I can write it as minus 7. 2 raised to 4 will be 16. So 2 raised to 4 raised to 51. 51 means so raised to 12. And then 2 cube. So now it is minus 7 into 8 minus 56. 2 raised to 4 is 16. 16 can be written as 17 minus 1 whole raised to 12. So it is divisible by 17. I can erase it. So now I'm left with 56 56 can be written as 68 minus 12. So 68 is divisible by 17. So now you are left with 12. Means remainder will be 12 here. See this question. This is from parabola. P1 is a parabola with vertex 3, 2, focus 4, 4. P2 is the mirror image of this parabola with respect to this line. Means P1 and P2 are two parabolas, mirror images of each other with respect to this line. So then you have to find the directrix of P2. They have given that the directrix of P2 is this line. So what will be the value of x plus 2y? So let's draw a parabola first. Let's say this is your first parabola P1. And this first parabola P1 has focus as 4, 4. Vertex at 3, 2. So let's find the directrix of this P1 first. Let's say this is the directrix of P1. So let's find this point first, endpoint. So let's say endpoint is alpha beta. Let's say endpoint is alpha beta. So you can see that, you can clearly say that Vs and Vn, actually vertex will be equidistant from focus and directrix. So Vs and Vn is same, means vertex is the middle point of ascent. So hence alpha plus 4 by 2, it is 3. Beta plus 4 by 2, it is 2. So hence alpha will be what? 6 minus 4, which is 2. Beta will be 4 minus 4, which is 0. So this end point is 2, 0. 2 plus 4 by 2, 3. 0 plus 4 by yes. Now let's write the equation of the directrix. So if I check the equation of the axis, axis means equation, sorry, if I check slope of, let's say Vs, slope of axis. So if I check slope of Vs, so it is what? 4 minus 2 over 4 minus 3. 4 minus 2 over 4 minus 3, it is 2. So hence slope of directrix is minus half. Slope of directrix is minus half. So I can write the equation of the directrix. Directrix is passing through the point 2, 0 and slope is minus half. So what will be the equation of directrix? Equation of directrix, it is passing through 2, 0, so y minus 0. Slope is minus half, x minus 2. So if you arrange it, you are getting x plus 2y is equal to 2. So this directrix has equation x plus 2y is equal to 2. Now you are taking the mirror image of this parabola with respect to the line x plus 2y is equal to 6. So let's say this is the mirror line. This mirror line is x plus 2y is equal to 6. This line is mirror here. So obviously, you have to find the directrix of the image of the directrix. You have to find the image of this directrix. So image of this directrix will be, in fact, your parabola P2 will be something like this. It will be something like this. This parabola is P1. This parabola is P2. And this is the directrix of P2. So you can see that this directrix is also parallel to the, in fact, all three are parallel. The original directrix of P1, mirror, and the directrix of P2. All three are parallel lines. And you can see that the distance between these two lines, is 4 here. In fact, here x plus 2y is 2, here x plus 2y is 6. So you can say that this will be x plus 2y. This will be x plus 2y. is equal to 10. 2 and 4, 6, 6 and 4, 10. Because gap will be same. This gap, distance between these two and distance between these two will be same. So gap should be same. So 2 and 4, 6, 6 and 4, 10. Same gap should be there. So 2 and 4, 6, 6 and 4, 10. So that means 10 is the answer here. Okay, see this question. This is from vectors. Two vectors A and B are given to you. Area of the parallelogram with adjacent sides represented by vectors A and B is A, 2, 3. So what will be A dot B? So area of parallelogram will be mod A cross B. So let's find A cross B first. Let's find A cross B first. So A cross B is what? I, J, K. I'm finding A cross B. So I, J, K, 1, alpha, 3, 3, minus alpha, 1. 1 alpha 3, 3 minus alpha 1. Let's expand it. So when you expand it, you are getting alpha plus 3 alpha, 4 alpha I. Alpha plus 3 alpha. With J, you are getting 1 minus 9, so plus 8J. 1 minus 9. And with K, you are getting minus alpha and again minus 3 alpha. Minus alpha, minus 3 alpha, minus 4 alpha. Okay. So what will be mod A cross B? Mod A cross B is under root 16 alpha square plus 64 plus 16 alpha square. And this mod A cross B is the area of the parallelogram. Area of parallelogram is given A, 2, 3. 16 and 16, 32 alpha square plus 64. Squaring both sides will give you 192 here. So this gives you alpha square is equal to 192 minus 64 is 128. So alpha square is 4. Now what they are asking, A dot B. A dot B. Take the dot product of A and B. So you will get 3 minus alpha square plus 3. Just take the dot product of A and B. 3 minus alpha square plus 3. So it is 6 and alpha square is 4. So 2. So hence A dot B should be 2 here. Right? Okay, let's wrap up this video, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.